Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV and this is Edmonton Oilers playoff hockey at long last. My goodness, have we waited a long time for this, but the Edmonton Oilers ready to rock and roll and bring us home for what is the 2024 Stanley Cup chase. Oh boy, it's been a season and a half. They sure made us earn it this year, I'll tell you that much. It's been an interesting go all the way back from October to early in November to obviously the rebound through December, January, and now all of a sudden the Oilers have a chance to do something maybe they haven't done in well over 30 years, win a playoff home game in game one of a playoff series. So we'll see if that ends up being the case for the Oilers tonight against the opponent for the third year in a row in the first round, the LA Kings. As we're about set for the first round for the Oilers, the opening round of the playoffs to kick off, as the Stanley Cup's got 16 teams still vying for it. We'll be down to 8, then 4, then 2, and then eventually crowning a Stanley Cup champion at the end or middle part. I don't know where in June, but somewhere around there, the Oilers will get to it, hopefully, and have a chance to go clinch that Stanley Cup, maybe potentially on home ice. How sick would that be? Peter, Avery, welcome aboard as we are set up for this Edmonton Oilers hockey game at about 8:12, I think, is puck drop based on that Vancouver Canucks game last night. Is they were about 8 minutes into the first period by the 8:25 mark on the clock, so I would assume we're about 8:12 is going to be puck drop this evening. Well, let me tell you, we're also hoping we can handle the situation here in game one and find a way to win. The Oilers have had a situation over the past 2 years where game ones have not been their friend. And I mean, you know what, maybe a little different than game one against Chicago and game one against Winnipeg in the fact that game ones for the Oilers have been absolute roller coasters as Edmonton Oilers fans over the past 5 playoff series. So we're looking forward to seeing what the Oilers can do for us here tonight. First, though, we have to settle up the Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs, both teams of which looking to take different situations out of this game two. Boston leads 1-0, but obviously in a 2-2 hockey game, 12-14 to go in the third period, the Oilers, the broadcast might wait a few moments before flipping over to the Oilers, or it might ultimately just flip to the Oilers immediately. But what I'm telling you is it might take a little while to decide this Bruins and Leafs games. So Jordan, welcome aboard tonight. Glad to have you. Alan, welcome aboard as well. As it's been fantastic to see the first few games of the Stanley Cup playoffs get underway. Obviously, it's been pretty good hockey thus far. Every home team has won as of entering today. All 6 home teams had won game one, and we'll see if that bodes well for the Oilers and the Dallas Stars as both teams host the other Western Conference teams, the Vegas Golden Knights and the LA Kings, that are yet to get underway. So we'll see what the Oilers can truly do here tonight. Obviously a big game. You want to kick off the series right. We don't want to have the wild game we normally do. And for the Oilers as well, you want to see a good goaltending performance out of one Stuart Skinner. So the lines for the Oilers today, Peter, as you're asking, let's see if we've got anything. They've got your Play Alberta lines of the game if you're interested in that, but that's not what we want to see. We want to see the Edmonton Oilers out there with the lineup. I believe Evander Kane's been slotted in on the 4th line today. That according to Tony Brar yesterday, but as we go here, Tony Brar looking to get things going with Superfan Magoo earlier an hour ago. Up front with the rig, the Oilers, of course, drawing up Philip Broberg from the Bakersfield Condors, and I don't think there's anything else we need to know as the projected game one lineup is Kane, Carrick, and Janmark, so a heavy, hard, speedy in Janmark, 4th line for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. So Jenko, welcome aboard, Rio, welcome in as well. As we're getting things squared away here, friends, to read you the rest of the lineup, let's go do it. Henrique, McDavid, Hyman, RNH, Draisaitl, Fogle, Holloway, McLeod, Perry, Kane, Carrick, and Janmark, of course, to more or less manage Kane's minutes early in the series, try and get him some rested minutes, I guess you could say, some lesser heavy lifting minutes where he just goes out there and makes a quick impact and takes a seat on the bench. So we are looking forward to this one kicking off just shortly past 8 o'clock, friends. I don't think we're going to have the long delays that we are used to having last year, so hopefully we're off and running, because I would like to be in bed before midnight tonight, I'll tell you that much, because guys still got to work in the morning. 1 year later, nothing much has changed. Still go to work every day, and of course for the Oilers, they're going to work for another year in a row here in the playoffs against the LA Kings, so not much changes there either. So 10:14 to go in the third period between the Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs, as the Leafs looking to claw back into the series 1-1. The Bruins looking to more or less put the Leafs away, I think you could say. I don't think the Leafs are going to erase a 2-0 deficit in the column, but for right now, the old animals are calling me for dinner, so give me a moment to step aside, friends. We'll be right back with more coverage in a minute, so stay tuned as we'll get this going for the Oilers and the Kings in a matter of a few moments. All right, my apologies, friends. We are ready to rock and roll back on the live stream here. I'll take momentary breaks time to time, obviously, in case I hear the dog going crazy upstairs, if I hear rumbling and rolling that shouldn't be happening upstairs. So, yeah, we'll see what the Oilers can kind of muster up for us this evening. That's where we're going to get going. Is the biggest thing is the Oilers need to find a way to win this game. Number one, against the LA Kings. I think you can't sweep a series if you don't win game one. It was Banjo Guy calling a sweep for the Oilers. Oilers in 4 on the Sportsnet broadcast earlier today. So stay tuned. We're going to see what the Oilers can do here. But I assume that you win game one, all of a sudden it's going to be a much different look for the Edmonton Oilers here tonight. So friends, if you haven't also left a like yet on the stream, see 16 of you hanging out right now. But I only see 5 likes, so let's get this going hot and heavy early on that like button, because obviously you know what happens, especially during playoff time. You get that like button going, and then all of a sudden everybody floods in here later on in the stream. So we're about set for what could be a very fun hockey game tonight, and I'd love to see everybody aboard. Obviously, too, a reminder to all of you tuning in right now, anytime in the chat, you can say whatever you want. Just keep it respectful, keep it clean, and keep it friendly, right? I mean, there's sometimes you can chirp some stuff, but obviously there's crossing the line. We'll take care of business when and where we have to on that. But thank you so much to everybody hitting that like button. Appreciate that. We're now up at 10. The new chair, friends, as Peter's asking the question, very, very comfortable compared to what we were dealing with before. The padding had literally worn out. Too many hockey games over the course of too many years wore out the padding in the old chair, and now it's time for the new upgrade. Got the blue behind me. Looks good. And we're set for what should be a fun hockey game here tonight. Angie, welcome back, as we are about set to get things rolling here in half an hour's time. That's just about it. We've got the Leafs and Bruins to settle up here, but we're just past 7:30. So we got a little ways to go yet here this evening, and then all of a sudden we'll be up and running. But I thought we'd get the live stream up and going, as we usually do in the playoffs, a little bit earlier. I know I'm usually 15 minutes early during the regular season, but figured we'd go and get this going here tonight a little bit earlier, and not really try to compete with anyone, just try and get things going. So as I'm focused, I'm ready, and I'm not dancing around like an absolute idiot in the house trying to wait for puck drops. So friends, Andrew, welcome aboard as well. The Oilers, of course, have a history of choking game ones. We aren't going to worry too much about it tonight until proven otherwise, because obviously the Oilers, you know how much they need a better effort tonight. And friends, to mention the Oilers flag behind me, What you might not know about that, that is my first gear or piece of Oilers gear I ever got. That was, and there's a reason it's up there all these years later, right now, right in front and center, is that was got for me during the 2006 Stanley Cup playoff run by my parents, and I'm very much so looking forward to having it sit over my right shoulder and be part of what hopefully is a memorable cup run for the Edmonton Oilers here this year. So, Brian, you're saying the Oilers must win the first two home games. Well, first we got to worry about winning game one at home, which the Edmonton Oilers have not done since 1990. If we win game one, I like our chances to win game two, I'll tell you that, but we'll see if the Oilers can figure it out here in this one. Is this going out for the Leafs? We're loading up here with 8:20 to go. It looks like William Nylander is in the lineup, or is that somebody else? I'm not sure. That might be Robinson, actually. But the Leafs and Bruins tied currently 2 apiece in this hockey game, as both teams just kind of grinding it out with 8:03 remaining in the third period. So like I said, well, this game might be a little long, but Matthews catches a pass here, and as Peter said moments ago that Matthews scores, Matthews just scored. So there you have it. Big score for the Toronto Maple Leafs to make it 3-2 with 7:55 to go in this third period. That's a huge goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we'll see what that means for the Toronto Maple Leafs the rest of the way home. Obviously, very much so lining up a crushing defeat, if you know how Leafs fandom goes. So Magic African, welcome aboard as we are getting things lined up for this Edmonton Oilers and, of course, Los Angeles Kings game. I don't even have to really say who the Oilers are facing in game one of the Stanley Cup Playoffs first round, do I? Does it go without saying? Yeah. I don't think there's much really to mention. It's the Los Angeles Kings time and time again. They are inevitable. First of the playoffs for Matthews. Domi and LaBouche can score goals as well, and then the Leafs just about jammed it in the side of the net there. But Andrew, the 06 playoffs against Carolina was heartbreaking. Well, let me tell you, I watched the Carolina Hurricanes wind down the clock in that game, win the Stanley Cup. Rob Brendamore lifted it up, and I was sent to bed. I can only imagine the words that were said in front of the TV after I went to bed way back when. Obviously just a young kid at that point, and now all these years later hoping for that Stanley Cup glory. And a nice part too is, I will tell you, I will sacrifice whatever I have to be at the building, Rogers Place, downtown Edmonton, if Connor has a chance to lift the cup on home ice. So we'll keep that going. As Jack, welcome to the NHL playoffs yourself, as we're about set to get things started here tonight for game one. Like I said, it's only 7:35. We're about half an hour early on the stream tonight, so we'll see what happens. But plenty of time to go here in the pre-game amble, as we're just obviously lining everything up here nice and early in the live stream, just to try and get things started, I guess, on time. You know, the playoffs last year we started early and had a lot of success with it, so looking forward to that happening here again this year. Again, friends, if you're just joining in and haven't hit that like button, that's one thing I'm going to hammer you on here early on, is make sure to hit that like button, and let's get rowdy towards the end of this hockey game. Something that I feel like I should have more people in here before I say it out loud, but I'll say it out loud now, and then we'll say it when everybody else joins after the pregame shows end at 8 o'clock. I'll tell you right now, I feel 60 minutes tonight might not solve it, and here's my thinking why. It's Monday night, right? Everybody's just worked a full day. And guess what? We all got to work a full day again tomorrow. So why not stay up super late, maybe past midnight, watching some playoff overtime hockey? Just saying, it's an idea, it's a theory, it's a thought, and we'll see if the Edmonton Oilers feel like delivering on that for us tonight against the LA Kings. We got 6:18 to go in this third period. The Toronto Maple Leafs continue to hold the lead against the Boston Bruins. Good news for us here is obviously the Oilers trying their best to get things going on time tonight, and I think that will be the case here this evening. Obviously see what happens for the Oilers in their game. And, ooh, Brad Marchand just took a nasty slash to the knee. And this Leafs-Bruins game's starting to brew over a little bit here. You like to see that, getting a little feisty there on the old after whistle scrum. Love to see that, and obviously too, whenever you see Brad Marchand down in the middle of a scrum, never a bad time as a NHL fan at all either. So hopefully for the Leafs and Bruins, they can avoid disaster here late in this hockey game and just find a way to seal it up, because that's a series everybody wants to go 7 games, because you know how much marketing can go into 7 between the Leafs and the Boston Bruins. And friends, in terms of staying up late tonight, I will tell you, I'm here until close this evening, but I don't want close to be much past midnight, if you know where I'm going. So hopefully get it going here, but 6:03 to go in this third period. Boston and Toronto trying to sort out the penalties, and Tyler Bertuzzi in the penalty box there for the Toronto Maple Leafs, as it's a 3-2 score for the Leafs as things keep going. And Jack Edwards crying right now. Well, that would figure, but obviously it's a 2-minute power play for the Bruins, so we'll see. Oh, hold on. Looks like Brad Marchand is going to go to the bench, and maybe a cheer here from the Boston faithful indicating that we're going to go 4-on-4 possibly. Not sure. Could be. Might be. Might not be. Who knows? Of course, I don't have the TV volume loud enough to tell me what's going on, but Magic, in terms of the playoff handlebars here, I figured that's where we'd start at least, right? I think I'm going to let it go absolutely wild from here. Just let it grow out from where it is now, and kind of maybe have this a little bit more defined in the beard once we get late in the playoffs. But obviously for right now, we start with the handlebars and see where we go from here. So can I do a 5-hour hockey game, Peter? I think I can do whatever the Oilers require me to do come playoff time. You know, I'm rested down the stretch here. I really didn't put in much of an effort at all in those last 10 hockey games of the regular season. Tried to get all the visiting, tried to get all the friends out of the way for the next 2 months as we gear up. Obviously, slow pitch season kicks off in just over a week and a half, so gonna hopefully get in tune with some slow pitch games and not miss too much playoff hockey at the same rate, as I want to be there for my team as much as possible. I know I told them absolutely no way last year. Well, we're going to try and make it happen on the off days and really have a good full summer with the Edmonton Oilers and slow pitch this year. So, someone welcome in. You can't cheer for Toronto. Yeah, that's it's a tough thing. Obviously, I've cheered for Toronto since those dark days in Edmonton back in the first overall days when they were starting to make the playoffs there with Phil Kessel against the Boston Bruins back in the day. That's where my partial Leafs fandom came from. Not that I'm actually a Leafs fan. It's just, again, that Canada thing. And if you want to be the team in Canada to break the curse, I guess I can't hate it too much. But again, how much am I really going to actually actively cheer for the Leafs? Not much. I'd love to see the Bruins sweep them in 4. But obviously the marketing and stuff that could go into a 7-game series is pretty special for the NHL and for the game of hockey. So we'll see where it goes from here tonight. So, Didi, welcome aboard. Cheering for the Kings tonight. And friends, if you're cheering for the Kings, that is full-on welcome. I actually got to meet some amazing Kings fans last year here in the chat. Some that have stayed tuned on Dolynny TV all season. I'm waiting on Kings Rule to actually show up here right away at some point here in the live stream, but there were some great Kings fans last year, some hecklers as well, but hey, it happens to the best of us, right? Obviously not everybody is going to have a perfect fan base, but tonight we'll see what the Oilers can do here against the LA Kings as we await this game to get underway. But for the Boston Bruins, they have 30 seconds remaining in the power play with 4.5 to go in the hockey game, and we await to see what they do tonight. Madison, welcome aboard, and let's see what happens here tonight for the Oilers. As Peter, you want to see Steve Dangle rage after the series against the Bruins? I guess to say I would love to see Steve Dangle, just as a guy who's obviously had some reactions on camera and stuff over the years on YouTube. I'd love to see Steve Dangle be able to react to beating the Boston Bruins in the playoffs. That I think would be a special moment just for the hockey YouTube scene. But at the same rate, too, a little bit of rage post-series isn't necessarily a bad thing either. So, Northern Farm Girl joins the chat as well. Welcome aboard. And, yeah, we're about set to get things going here tonight, friends. It's 7:42. The Leafs and Bruins are winding down with somebody leading late in the hockey game. So keep that in mind. Hopefully the Leafs can find a way to hold the lead here and not exactly be cooked after 2 games. As 3.5 hockey minutes to go here, and looking for a way to solve the Bruins late in the game. And so far they're doing a good job. They just got a key turnover. Tavares doing his best to try and keep that on side, and then it's just spinning around, keeping it alive as best he can. And some am I thinking that the Oilers should have Mark Stone, Evander Kane. I'll tell you what, the Oilers, I think, didn't early on know what the issue with Kane was. I think Kane kind of just said, I got a tweak, I'll play through it. I think that was evident there in those games against Tampa Bay and Florida back in, I want to say, October, November, or whenever it was. And then I think Kane kind of just rolled it down to the fact that, yeah, something's going on, maintain it, good to go. And usually I think for a sports hernia, surgery is kind of the last resort if rest and kind of other stuff doesn't work. So I guess I don't know, maybe the Oilers might not have had a case for LTIR, but again, did the Vegas Golden Knights actually have a case? I don't know. That's where you gotta ask yourself right there. It's more or less one of those things. I don't know if the full details were ever fully known by the Oilers until the extent came out later in the year. It was too late to do it. I don't know. And maybe the Oilers were just more or less looking to accumulate cap space without having to trade bodies off the roster. It was a weird year. Again, they'll go win a cup, and I'm not going to complain too much. But I'm a little still to this point astonished that Ken Holland made the lack of moves he made. Obviously, prices were not where he needed them to be to make the moves. I can understand and respect that, but same rate too, the Oilers have a lot of heavy lifting to do from a lot of guys on this roster if they want to really truly actually go deep this year, because the GM really didn't go out there and get guys that are going to move the needle at critical points where maybe the Oilers haven't been able to in years previous. That said, Henrique, Carrick, Brown, Janmark, they all could surprise us, but I think it's pretty evident how it's all going to play out here tonight. So the Oilers obviously going to have to find that next gear and really bring it to the LA Kings in Game 1 if they want to be able to win, especially against the Kings' defensive system, which, man, am I tired of hearing about. But at the same rate, too, it is what it is. If both Vancouver and Edmonton win their respective series, Andrew, they will play each other. That guarantees somebody from Canada in the Final Four if that does indeed happen. And Toast, welcome aboard. Welcome into the stream as we also get Jack. Until they change that, I'd put one of my top players on LTIR before the trade deadline. Yeah, that's again, nobody can change that until the obviously the next CBA. So there's still plenty of time for teams to be able to do it here. I think the CBA expires in 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3, somewhere around 26, 27. I want to say maybe even 28. Who knows? But we got a $1:22 to go in this third period. I'm not even paying attention, but the Boston Bruins are banging and crashing against the boards. The Leafs, with the empty net against, trying to force this one out. They're going to fire it down the ice, out into neutral territory, and already right there picking at the nails, getting nervous here early on in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's not always a good sign, but we got a $1:01 to go in this third period to play. The Leafs under duress in their own zone. The shot towards the net. Samsonov just made probably the save of the series right there. He doesn't know where it is. Nobody knows where it is. The referee's pointing at it, and everybody finally blows it dead. 48.9 seconds to go, and I mean Samsonov to all degrees just made the save of the series right there on that shot from the point that deflects to the side. And it's banged out by the Bruins. Oh my goodness, what a save. And then the jamming away in the crease afterwards was nutty, but hey, they ended up doing it. So, yeah, crazy to think, but This is going to be a beauty of a finish here with 48.9 seconds to go in this hockey game. Friends, if you haven't already hit that like button, let's get that done nice and early. Just that way we can kind of get that out of the way. You don't have to worry about that. I don't have to repeat myself too many more times throughout the hockey game. And then we can really enjoy just kind of a call the rest of the way home. Again, this live stream, for those of you wondering, won't show the actual game, but I can promise you there will be play-by-play of the hockey game. I'm feeling pretty good tonight, so we should be ready for a very good one tonight here with 48.9 seconds to go in this third period between Boston and Toronto. We should, unless things change, be ready to start things on time. Homelander, welcome aboard. Glad to have you in the chat again for another playoffs. We had all the regular crew here, a lot of the regular crew from last year, waiting on a couple others to show up, but we're about set for what could be a very fun playoff run. I will tell you, honestly, the biggest thing this year is I've looked forward all year just to get into the playoffs because it was such a good time. Oh, we're back. We're back. Okay, we're back. I think I lost you there for a brief moment, but we appear to be back. Good to go. Sorry, friends. Little stream bump there, but we are good to keep rocking and rolling here on the stream. I was panicked. I was, that's a nightmare scenario, losing the live stream there, but looks like we are good to keep going. So yeah, last year was a lot of fun. Looking forward to doing it again here this year. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Sorry, friends, the live stream just kind of lagged out there for a brief moment. That sometimes happens, obviously, as we have things rolling. I am maxing out the internet, live streaming out of the basement, and then also live streaming a hockey game on the television. So it's kind of one of those situations. Sometimes the internet gets a little shaky, and it is very windy out there today. So that could explain it with the crappy old rural internet that you sometimes deal with in Alberta. 16 seconds to go. The Leafs have, for all intents and purposes, won this hockey game. With 8 seconds to go, the Bruins have to make one last rush, but they aren't going to be able to do it. And the Toronto Maple Leafs have leveled the series at 1 apiece. As we've got a penalty upcoming, but that will not matter as the final buzzer blows and the series is tied at 1 apiece here for the Edmonton Oilers and LA Kings. Up next, the Leafs and Bruins will at least go 5 this year, as there's a towel on the ice post game. So yeah, Jack, I mean, Starlink at some point, for what I want to do down the road here, doing the play-by-play on the road and stuff for obviously hockey teams and for rodeos and stuff down the road here, I definitely do need to look at getting that Starlink system. That's pretty important system for the on-the-go mobile streamer. So we'll see if that becomes anything here down the stretch. But for right now, friends, welcome aboard. If you're just tuning in, glad to have you. The live stream just lagged out a moment ago, but now we're back and fine and dandy, and we are ready to rock and roll for the Edmonton Oilers and the LA Kings as the Oilers face the Kings for a third year in a row in the first round of the playoffs, as both teams looking to keep things alive here. The script obviously looking to be flipped by the LA Kings. The Oilers looking to try their best to win and advance to likely play the Vancouver Canucks from what we're seeing so far, or that Canucks and Predators series. Obviously, Nashville could come up with a very different effort in Game 2 and very well push the Canucks out of the playoffs. But we'll see what happens here tonight, friends, as we're about set to get things going here for the Oilers and Kings in about 12, 20 some odd minutes away. And then the Oilers will get things rolling against the LA Kings. So friends, obviously it's Stuart Skinner and Cam Talbot in net for the LA Kings. So the exciting part there is tonight the Oilers face their former goaltender in Cam Talbot, who led them to the 2017 playoffs. They'll face him and try to eliminate him and his LA Kings this evening. So Tech, yes, I'll be doing the play-by-play of the game tonight. You betcha on that, as we're about set to get that going here in 20 or so minutes. And something, how do I think Colorado will do next game? I think Colorado will have a better effort, but so will Winnipeg. So I don't know if it's going to be, how do you say, it's going to be a different result for the Colorado Avalanche. I think very well it could be the same exact result. Just both teams looking a little bit more sharp defensively and goaltending wise here in that hockey game. So Jack, I do a little bit of freelancing for rodeo and bull riding in the summertime. Try and get out there and hang out at the rodeo grounds as much as possible throughout the summer. So see what happens. But Max is cheering for the Predators. You like to see that, as somebody's got to cheer for the Nashville Predators in their series against the Vancouver Canucks, because all you're going to hear up here in Canada is Canucks this, Canucks that, and it was all Canucks yesterday, let me tell you. Twisted, welcome aboard, as we are about set to get this broadcast going over to an Edmonton Oilers oriented broadcast. Obviously, they'll recap the Toronto Maple Leafs stuff, but all of a sudden it'll be a lot look forward to the Oilers and Kings kicking off here in just a little bit's time. Friends, tonight the live stream goal for the watch time. Throughout the regular season I made a lot of bones about it being 250. Well, tonight we're going for 500, as is tradition in the NHL playoffs. We're already at 13.14, so we should be close to obviously getting things going for what will be a very great finish to the live stream tonight, I am sure, especially if the Oilers accidentally end up in overtime this evening. Like I said, for those of you just joining in earlier on in the live stream, I said I should wait for more people, but what I'm going to tell you now is the Oilers, I don't think 60 minutes solves it tonight. It could very well be a lengthy evening. Prepare to go past midnight, just as the Oilers adapt to whatever adjustments the LA Kings have made to their defensive system. The Oilers showing up in force inside the Ice District Plaza as we're about set for this hockey game to get underway. Friends, it looks like you're already putting in some score predictions for this Edmonton Oilers hockey game. So definitely, if you feel like doing that tonight, get that going this evening. But a welcome in to Trevor as well, just joining the chat saying now we can party. Well, my friends, we are going to party tonight, I will tell you that much. I've got the Pepsi can sitting on standby as we are about set, obviously, for game one in, like I said, 15-20 minutes time, as the Oilers and Kings renew rivalry for the third straight year in the Stanley Cup Playoffs. It's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for being aboard again this year with me. Appreciate everybody hanging out all season long. Everybody, if you're an LA Kings fan and you were along for the ride in the regular season at any point, but you came from last year's playoff series, I appreciate that wholeheartedly. That made a guy feel really special that I had that little bit of a impact to make you keep coming back for an Oilers game throughout the regular season. So looking forward to hosting you once again here this year for the NHL playoffs. I gotta get that up on the old fireplace. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm messing around, as we are about set for game one. Like I said, I'm just itching. Like, I've been itching all day. That's why I went live earlier on in the live stream. But yeah, we're about 34 minutes into the stream, and we're about set for this Edmonton Oilers hockey game to kick butt this evening, as this Oilers game is going to be quite something to watch. I am sure of that. So, Oilers fan, welcome aboard, friends. What I'm hoping to bust out tonight is I should and I will go get one made up here tomorrow at work, but I've got 4 little foam signs. It's something that one of my, actually one of the viewers here on Dolynny TV last year in the playoffs, one of my good contractors that comes into work, he made me a little sign immortalizing a little joke we had last year, talking about back home in Cold Lake. And basically, I've used that same format to create a couple of little foam saying bars that we'll hopefully use when the Oilers score some goals here. I've got a Draisaitl one, I've got a Nuge one, I've got a Connor McDavid one, and I've got a Zach Hyman one, all made up here tonight. So I'm looking forward to having that here for you. But hopefully, Max, if it does go to second overtime, we can handle ourselves, because it's going to be a tough situation if you're trying to get me going for overtime, as You guys are hoping for the worst here. 5 OT, 2 OT. I like Avery's score prediction. 5-2 sounds much better. Matt, welcome aboard. Glad to have you back again for another live stream. As friends, we're about set to get things going here in, like I said, 15-20 minutes, somewhere in there, about that 8:12, 8:15 marker. I'm excited to see the singing in the crowd again tonight, and obviously too the singing by the crowd this evening, as this Edmonton Oilers game is going to be absolutely awesome, as it always is in the playoffs. Obviously, starting at home is a huge marker for the Edmonton Oilers, and winning at home would be an even bigger, taller task for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. Game 1, haven't done that since 1990, when the last time the Oilers won at home in Game 1, they won a Stanley Cup. So don't want to start putting out feelers, but that's the feeler I will put out to begin this playoffs this evening, friends. And as well, if you also haven't hit that like button yet tonight, I encourage you to do so here on the stream. Just tell you right off the top, the reason I encourage that is as it kind of gets recommended across Google search, across YouTube search, the live stream that is. Those likes kind of add up towards the end of the stream and really gets everyone in here. Trust me, that last 5 minutes of the third period, going into the intermission and overtime, all that gets really special really quick, and kind of really bumps everything to a crazy caliber here in the stream. So looking forward to maybe having that happen here again tonight. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. So if you can feel it, let's get to it. Stuart Skinner, 36 wins, 16 losses, 5 OT losses, 261 goals against average, 906 save percentage. Coming up against Cam Talbot, 27 wins, 20 losses, 6 OT losses, 248 goals against average, and a 913 save percentage. So it's up to the Oilers to get to work early on in this hockey game to try and find a way to win this game by beating Cam Talbot at least 3 to 4 times tonight, I think is going to be the key. Obviously, everybody that's predicted scores tonight hasn't put in 3 or less for the Oilers, I don't think. So keep that in mind, is it's going to take 4 for the Oilers. Not necessarily that they're going to give up 4, but to know that you've got this hockey game, 4 is probably a comfortable number that we can all aim around for and really look at by the end of the game and say, hey, you know what, when we scored that 4th one, we knew we had it. So friends, let's quickly check, make sure everything's in line over on the old Twitter machine here. So Mark Stone scores a minute 23 into the game. Of course he does. That makes sense. The Leafs, everybody's reacting to that, but you like to see it. So the Oilers obviously getting things going, and yeah, the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers ready to get things rolling here tonight. Rad, welcome aboard, and Nicholas, welcome in as well. Hopefully for the Oilers, here 3-1 final. I like to see that. Somebody's going with smaller score tonight. Of course, I don't know if the old nerves can handle a 3-1 final, but you know what? End of the day, bring it on. Whatever we get, we're going to get, and I'm going to take it graciously, as the Oilers obviously haven't made the playoffs every year of my life, so we're looking forward to seeing it happen here. As Spencer, the shadows are playing tricks on you. These are pure on handlebars here for you tonight. As that's how we're going to start it, and then we're going to hopefully have this grow out as the beard grows out as well. And then, yeah, it's going to be fun to see. So let's see what happens here for the Oilers tonight as we continue to see fans in the plaza, fans on the streets, fans in the streets, and ready to rock and roll home with a Stanley Cup Game 1 Round 1 victory if all goes according to plan this evening. It would be absolutely fantastic. Connor McDavid joining Gene Principe early on today. Gene Principe obviously kind of has that suit jacket that's kind of reminiscent of that new Oilers themed plaid I bought the other week. Kind of has that orange tone in there with the blue, so good on Gene to get that look going as well. A little bit of hometown flavor, I guess you could say. And Peter, that is just it as well. They don't ask how, they ask how many. 16 wins to go, any fashion. That's the biggest thing they talk about in the playoffs is doesn't matter how you win, it matters if you win, right? We can win 9-6 and everybody's going to be just as happy as if you won 2-1. Yeah, you're going to have some questions. Yeah, you're going to be concerned, but they can't take that win away from you no matter what they do, right? At the end of the day, that's 1 out of 16 that you've got. So, beautiful thing for the Edmonton Oilers there if it all goes according to plan, friends. I think at this point it is time to crack. You heard it right there. I'll promise you it's just a Pepsi, nothing special, but we're going to get after it here early on the stream anyway and get things going. So, yeah, we are about set for this one in a matter of 10 to 12 minutes, I think is about the marker we're using here, that 8:12, 8:15 mark for puck drop this evening, friends. That's what we're shooting for here as the Oilers and the LA Kings looking to get underway for another year in a row, third straight year. The plaza is full of fans and obviously lots of Edmonton Oilers jerseys out in the wild. Somebody's got the old Pugliarvi jersey out there even. You love to see that. That's always a good sign. Fans pulling out the classics. Quite wild that that is a classic already at this point, but yeah, that's what happens as we're already up over 24.61 hours on the stream, friends, so we're looking for 100 hours watched by the end of the first period. What that does, well, that's just a barometer of how much you're really enjoying things back home. And I'll tell you, right now the goal was 250 all year. We're looking for 500 by the end of the night, so we're going to see where that takes us here this evening as we're about 3 hours away from getting things going. It's an 8:20 puck drop, Peter. Okay, there we go. That's what the official clock says, I guess, according to the NHL. That's not as bad as the past few years where it's been like an 8:40 puck drop. So the Blue Jays as well win tonight against the Kansas City Royals. They are cooking here up a storm. Not too bad at all, as they've had a pretty good stretch of games here over the past 12 or 15 games. And yeah, we're about to see if the Oilers can have a good stretch of games here to start the playoffs against the LA Kings as well. So we're looking forward to seeing them in action here this evening against the Kings. And Hemsky 30th anniversary jersey, Magic, that is a Grail jersey right there. I can tell you that much. That's one of those you may never get it again kind of jersey. So pretty awesome that you got that kicking around. But friends, welcome to all 100 of you tuning in live right now. Glad to have you aboard. I'm Tyson, this Dolynny TV, as we're about set for this one. I keep saying that, but I promise you we're about set for what's going to be an awesome hockey game tonight. We've got about 15 minutes to go to puck drop, and obviously the Oilers are going to bring us a good one this evening, one might think. They've got a pretty big backyard party going here for Molson Canadian, part of their advertising for the playoffs, as it's looking like summertime in this commercial already. Ace, welcome aboard, and I'm glad to have you back for another playoffs here, as well as one of those vintage starters, bomber jackets in mint condition. Trevor, there you go. That's the other part. Any of that old Oilers gear from circa prior to 1990, that stuff's pretty rare to find nowadays as well, but it's pretty special to see folks that still have that as well. So yeah, friends, we're rolling along here tonight. We're just getting towards game time. I'm getting antsy here. I want to call some playoff hockey. I want to have a good time. I want to get to, obviously, the main show that we've all been waiting so long for, the show that we all stressed might not be happening because of the way the Edmonton Oilers started the season this year. But now we get lucky enough to, obviously, have some playoff hockey. We've got the Edmonton Oilers playoff intro, lots of good shots of fans to open it up, and then a little bit of the LA Kings here as well, as we're about to get things to go here for this game this evening, as we can continue to see things rolling as they've got the face shots. Simon, welcome aboard. We'll defer to Simon after the first period and after the second period. Simon, you might have a tough task ahead of you tonight if I'm correct about needing overtime. Might have to defer to you for a third time after the third period. That usually doesn't happen, but we'll see what happens. Jim, welcome aboard as well. As Peter, you've got the 2017 Heritage Classic McDavid jersey on. That's the other side too. The jerseys that have the patches are kind of the jerseys that are just different variants of something that already existed kind of deal. Those are pretty nifty as well. As you see here, I've got my reverse retro from last year on. I've got reverse retro 21. I've got the Heritage Classic, the third jersey. You can't see it too well behind me nowadays, but the old school way back in 2000 and whatchamacallit, 2016 Royal Blue. You've got the old Captain Connor McDavid from way back in 2018, and then you got the Bakersfield Condors jersey right there. So we got a whole bunch here that we're going to have a lot of fun with. So look forward to it as we keep going along here tonight. So Mr. Doom, welcome aboard. We are moments away from this game getting underway now, 12 minutes or so. As friends, if you missed it, Peter's got the update for you. Mark Stone has scored the first goal of the series for the Vegas Golden Knights. They're now up 2-0 over top of Dallas. And Dallas is not in a good position to start these playoffs right out of the gate. That's tough, as Gene Principe is inside high atop Rogers Place right now. Seems to be in a little bit of a different place than he normally is. As it's Groundhog Day again. As yes, indeed, the Oilers win the series in 7 back in 2022. Friends, at some point in the intermission, remind me to go find the link to me running out of bogeys in Airdrie. Absolutely lit up, ecstatic that the Oilers sealed the deal and won round 1 against the LA Kings. And then as well, we'll see if we can find, well, some of you might have seen it at the start of the live stream, that Zach Hyman clip that obviously was Game 4 overtime against the LA Kings last year, where I said the Oilers aren't done here, and they found a way to come back and win that hockey game. So a lot of special moments over the past 2 years here, and looking forward to another one here tonight against the LA Kings. As Leon Draisaitl, I guess what I've said all along here, going throughout the season, to friends and family that ask me about the Oilers, is I've said for the Oilers to win the Stanley Cup this year, what it's going to take is a series win by Leon Draisaitl, a series win by Connor McDavid, a series win by the defense, and a series win by the goaltending. So really, I'm only asking Stu to win one series by himself. I'm only asking the defense to stand tall for one series. And then as we've seen over the past 2 years, Connor and Leon, they're capable of taking over and winning a series by themselves, or at least a game. So at the end of the day, I'm not asking too much. Just one guy for each 2 series, and then a team effort from the other 2. Obviously, Stu, though, stealing one would be absolutely fantastic. So, David, the Oilers were 0th in the Pacific. Well, the Oilers were just about 0 out of 32 when it comes to playoff standings, as they were tied with the San Jose Sharks way back when, early November at some point. It was ugly there for the Oilers, but they've turned it around ever since. Roger, welcome aboard. As the shots on goal this season for the Edmonton Oilers, Zach Hyman, Connor McDavid, Evander Kane, Evan Bouchard, Leon Draisaitl, and Warren Foegele, all over 200 shots this season. That is absolutely insane. The Oilers have some new Jumbotron graphics for the NHL playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs. Everybody that'll ever tell you it's not the NHL playoffs, it is the Stanley Cup playoffs. So we're about set to get this going, friends. We're starting pretty well off here tonight. I will remind you, if you haven't hit that like button yet on the stream, definitely do that, as the big part about that is what that does. It allows us to get kind of in tune with the end of the game, where YouTube suggests us out across the Google search and across YouTube, and gets us going very well into the night. Gordon, welcome aboard as well, as we're about set for this one to drop the puck, I would assume, in the next 9 minutes or so, according to Peter moments ago. I haven't seen anything official, but obviously I'm not paying the best attention. I'm sitting here flapping my gums, but 38 hours already watched on the stream. We are well on our way to getting that 100 by the end of the first period, friends, and then it's all about that possible 1,000 at the end of the game if it really comes all together. You know how that shook out last year. We had some special moments in that first round against the LA Kings, and I'm looking forward to hopefully repeating that here again this evening with you. As if you're just tuning in for the first time this year, you're in for a treat, friends. It's an absolute awesome time here on the chat, here on the stream, as we kind of get this Edmonton Oilers thing back underway for another time this year, and looking forward to cranking out another memorable year for you. So we are rolling along here into what will be the official pregame ceremony portion of this hockey game here in a matter of moments, that much I am sure. And looks like those poor unfortunate souls looking for the Vegas Golden Knights game are getting directed to some old Vegas Golden Knights coverage here on Dolynny TV, and the LA Kings fans as well are getting some redirected old coverage. Five folks tuning in over there. So Morgan, welcome aboard as you're cheering for Dylan Holloway, as he has been having a great back end of the season here. This last 6 games or so, he's been electric for the Oilers. 5 points, 6 games, probably the best stretch of his career, so looking forward to that. Mr. Sports Card, I will tell you this, they were playing La Bamba on Southern Alberta radio all day today. Maybe by happenstance, maybe because I'm listening to the right radio stations that play that kind of music, but I'm looking forward to hearing that at the end of this evening's hockey game. Not much is expected. Anyway, it's time to win game 1. It's been 34 years. We're going to do it. We won the cup the last time we did it. I want to win the cup, so I'll take whatever good stuff we can get going for us here this evening. TM, who is the X factor for the Stanley Cup run? I think very easily for the Edmonton Oilers, it's the guy who emerged this year. If Warren Foegele shows up and plays his heart out, I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic to see him step up and be a guy that really could be the guy counted on. At the moment, when you expect somebody to step up, he's the guy. I think he's your X factor this Stanley Cup playoffs. I think that's a pretty easy pick, especially with him starting in the top 6. Him going is going to do a lot for the Edmonton Oilers. Alexis, welcome aboard from Chile. Glad to have you in for the live stream, friends. Again, it was a lot of fun last year. We had a lot of friends joining us from Southern America. So we'll see what the case is again this year. And Ben, what do we think of the Toronto Maple Leafs? Well, I'll tell you. They won today, 3-2 over top of the Boston Bruins, and I'm excited to see them have a good hockey game in Game 3 as well, as I'm expecting that series to go 7, just because you know it is the NHL, you know it is the Leafs and Bruins, and we're lined up for what should be a good series between those two teams. The Edmonton Oilers coming out to the ice right now as we're about to get our look at how electric the atmosphere inside Rogers Place is. And I can hear it even with the TV almost on mute, how excited and how loud and proud the Edmonton Oilers faithful inside Rogers Place are. That building is rocking. The old orange confetti pom-poms are ringing loud, and we are ready to go. Connor McDavid's gunning up and getting on the ice going. The LA Kings are going in the old Gretzky throwbacks. And this is absolutely electric to look at. It's going to be a special time, friends. Like I said, I won't be at Rogers Place in the playoffs until the Stanley Cup final if we go that far. But here you have it. The LA Kings hit the ice, and it looks like a good atmosphere tonight. Hopefully the Oilers can feed off it. Obviously, today the pregame talk was you really got to settle in. I think it was Stu McDonald saying on the Oilers segment on 6:30 Ched on the afternoon show today, saying, look, they can hear you in the dressing room, and they just got to keep their composure and come out as loud and as fast as you have out in the stands when they hit the ice for that first minute of the hockey game. So we'll see what the case is here tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. We've got Stanley Cup champion Corey Perry on the roster this year. We've waited a long time to get him here, and now he's looking forward to making the big difference for us here in these playoffs. That extra grease, you might say, for the Edmonton Oilers. Friends, welcome aboard. Gio, welcome in, and let's see what the Oilers can do here tonight. As Jetpack, welcome in as well. Missed you there a moment ago, Roger. Mark Stone, he was free and clear to come back in time for the playoffs. He did. So there you have it. And something I will never give out betting advice, but I will tell you, I did think the Oilers have it in the bag if they find a way to score 4 goals tonight. So keep that in mind. As Magic, I think we got a really good shot at the big dance this year. I think Canada as a whole has a very good shot at the big dance this year. I think it's, honestly, if you do the math, it's about a 50% chance for Canada to get a Stanley Cup shot. I know it's only technically 25 because we have 4 teams in the dance, but you do the math here, it really adds up really, really quick, because if both Vegas or Vancouver and Edmonton win their first series, you pretty much guaranteed have a 50% shot at getting to the big dance. So here's Chief Willie Littlechild to welcome us in with the land acknowledgement for this evening's hockey game, friends. And then we will have O Canada, but first, the Star Spangled Banner at Rogers Place. And then we are off and clear for Edmonton Oilers playoff hockey tonight. Get set, get ready, get going, because this is going to be a fun one start to finish this evening. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight as the referees at center ice here. And the building goes dark for the anthems here this evening, as there's a lot of Let's Go Oilers chants rolling in here right now. And yeah, the fans are letting the LA Kings hear it here tonight, as we're about ready to get this rolling here, as the anticipation inside the crowd, they're really making us wait for these anthems tonight. My goodness, are they ever. Everybody's getting the hats off, and there is Rob Clark in the middle of a section, as is tradition for Edmonton Oilers fans. And Rob Clark, he'll sing the anthems from the stands. A fan there in the stands with a Connor McDavid Erie Otters jersey. Ellis, welcome aboard. Sammy, welcome aboard. Puck drop is in about 2.5 minutes time. The anthem for the United States of America has just begun, and we're about ready to get O Canada going here in a matter of moments. Cam Talbot, Dadbot, looking good. There, of course, is McMullet and Superfan Magoo. Everybody ready to go here this evening, as the LA Kings and Edmonton Oilers set to get going here this evening for Game 1, the third time in 3 straight years. As their head coach has changed, so has ours, and obviously the Oilers roster has changed a bit, so too has the LA Kings, who will be counting on one Pierre-Luc Dubois to have a big impact in this series for what they gave up, and obviously Velarde and Iafallo, who are key pieces for what's going to be a big attack for the Winnipeg Jets this Stanley Cup playoffs. So here we go, friends. The nose on the ice for the LA Kings, and we are about set to finish off this United States anthem. And now let's get to it. O Canada, inside Rogers Place, as Rob Clark will sing it loud and proud for us, and then hand it off to the crowd here in a matter of moments, as everybody's ready to burst out in song. I don't know. Yeah, there it is. The most magical moment about being an Oilers fan come playoff time. Friends, it's the thing that still to this day gets the emotions overwhelmed. The singing of the crowd obviously started way back in 06, and here we go, friends. This is going to be Game 1. The LA Kings, the Edmonton Oilers, O Canada raining down from everybody gathered inside Rogers Place this evening, as we are about set to do this show for the first time in 2024, the NHL playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs, about set to kick off at Rogers Place. Robert Clark singing things loud and proud, saying to the crowd, "I can't hear you, bring it home." As there you have it. The crowd cheers up even a little bit more. I don't know if that's possible. There's a camera at the end of the rink. It is shaking from how loud the building is inside downtown Edmonton. And friends, let's kick this off. The Edmonton Oilers, the LA Kings, 3 years in a row. Let's go get this job done here. You can't sweep them if you don't win Game 1. You haven't won Game 1 in 34 years since you last won the Stanley Cup at home. So let's get this job going. Game 1 at home. Let's break a 34-year curse, as Henrique is in on the starting line, I do believe, as Cam Talbot will get the start for the Edmonton Oilers. Stuart Skinner gets the start for Cam Talbot for the LA Kings. See, old habits die hard, friends. Old habits die hard, as Stuart Skinner gets the start for the Edmonton Oilers, local product, of course. Looking to bring home the cup for his hometown team. Connor McDavid draws in for the face-off at center ice against Philippe Danault. And just like that, the puck's down. It's back to the blue line for the Oilers. Bounced over to Evan Bouchard. Back up the middle, and this will be Adam Henrique dealing and wheeling off the boards. Knocked down there. The LA Kings bash it into the Oilers' end. Picked up by Matthias Ekholm. Rimmed around to the far side boards. Hit along the wall there. The LA Kings turn over the puck, but immediately crash into the Oilers to keep that puck alive for another moment. Here is Bouchard getting mean, whacking and hacking along the boards. You love to see that, as Hyman spins, falls down, gets it out of the zone. Danault drags across the blue line. The LA Kings are offside, and we are already off and running in this hockey game. So you like to see that right there. The Edmonton Oilers getting things going here early on in this hockey game. Good start there from Evan Bouchard. The physicality with the stick, you love to see something like that. Leaning on the guy, pushing and shoving the puck. Now dropped once more to the far side in front of the Kings bench. Now in front of the Oilers bench, flipped in by LA. Down to Stuart Skinner in behind the Oilers net. Picked up, rimmed around to the far side boards. Bounced back to center ice. The Kings gather, and the Oilers will immediately come crashing in the middle of the ice again. Here's Draisaitl with Foegele. Draisaitl over to Foegele. The pass just misses wide over top of the stick, and the Kings transition back the other way. It's stolen away there. Step up, hit, knocks Foegele down, and then another big hit there in the middle of the ice. And the bodies are flying here early on. Kopitar, the first shot of the game, saved by Stuart Skinner, and the Edmonton Oilers off and running here with a save from their netminder Skinner to start things out. 18:55 left in this first period of play. Friends, just give me a brief moment. I think I left the dog outside. I'll be right back. Could hear something outside, and that was indeed the dog. The Kings right in front, denied by Skinner, though. Right after the puck drops back, and we're back underway. 18:47 to go here in this first period of play as Kulak's kicking along the boards. Carrick takes a hard hit along the wall, bounces back to the blue line. The Kings can't keep it in. Far side, puck flipped back by the Kings to the Oilers' blue line, and Carrick gathers up. D-to-D pass over to Desharnais. Up the ice we go. Flipped into the Kings zone. Along the far side wall, it'll be an icing call against the Oilers. And just like that, friends, we continue along for another face-off in the Oilers zone. So, big time save right off the face-off on Fiala by Stuart Skinner. That is absolutely what you need right there. So here we go. Let's get this going. Need a big stop here for the Oilers on this face-off. Dubois in the face-off dot against McLeod. Face-offs one back by the Kings. Far side pass by England. Shot fired towards the net off the back of the net. Kings digging in physically. So too are the Oilers early on in this one, as this one's batted down into the middle of the ice by both teams. Byfield, though, touches it up, and it will be a high stick against the LA Kings with 18:15 to go in the first period of play. And oh boy, this is going to be a dandy if the Edmonton Oilers and LA Kings want to keep playing like this so far through the first minute and a half. Don't take penalties. Avoid the Edmonton Oilers. Lethal power play is the key to success for the LA Kings, and carry the momentum from the last two series for the Edmonton Oilers here in Game 1. Continue to demoralize the LA Kings year in, year out. The face-off ends up trickling back into the LA Kings zone. The Oilers get the turnover high, so Cross and Carrick will fire down low. And Janmark will pick up along the wall back to the blue line. Ceci fires a shot. Save made through traffic by Talbot, and then Carrick drives right into the crease. And the Oilers kind of pulling some LA Kings away from Talbot to try and maybe get in the grill a little bit more than expected. So the Oilers right now, obviously, so far the physicality has been good enough for the Oilers. Laura, welcome in. Action, welcome aboard. Daniel, welcome aboard. And here we have it, 17:56 to go in this first period of play. 0-0 the score between the Oilers and Kings as we just get things kicked off and started for this hockey game. Face off now between Danault and McDavid inside the Kings zone to the left of Talbot. One back by McDavid. Bouchard with the puck down along the wall. Picked up by McDavid. Spins off the check twice over. Looking in the middle of the ice. Back to the point instead. Bouchard loads it up. Travels through traffic. And basically laying down on top of it is Cam Talbot to make sure that puck stays out of the net, as it got in behind him, but he didn't let it past him. And that one, a big time knuckle puck there, flutter puck more or less, not even a knuckler, by Evan Bouchard, as it was just up on edge, and I guess it had that knuckle animation to it, we can call it that, as it's a big save for Cam Talbot. And Hyman and Arvidsson talking things over. 17:43 to go here in this first period of play as the puck's won back by the Kings off the face-off in their own zone. Danault near side's going to gun up and fire back inside the Oilers zone. Skinner, again for a second time in this hockey game, out to play the puck up along the near side wall. Picked up by Hyman, rushing through the middle of the ice, backhanding into the near side corner. Talbot out to play the puck. Hyman trying to disrupt. Instead, it's going to be McDavid freeing it up for Zach in behind the net as Hyman continues to battle there. Picking up along the wall, Henrique came in and aided the body search and found the puck freely for Hyman again as both teams continue to battle along the wall here. Henrique frees it up this time, drives back to the blue line. Ekholm over to Bouchard. Bouchard dances around one defender, back over to the safety, and Ekholm the shot! Rebound off the side of the net! Again off the side, and shot goes out into the Oilers zone. That was a good looking couple of chances there for the Oilers. Just couldn't bury the bounce at the side of the net. 16:52 to go here in this first period of play, and the Oilers missed an open net. Impossible angle from Hyman as it just kind of clangs there off the post. And then Adam Henrique off the stick of an LA King. Just couldn't tap it home. Good looking couple of shots there for the Oilers. Top line that don't count for nothing on the score sheet other than some shooting opportunities. Puck into the near side corner, bounces hard off the corner. I think it was double tapped by Draisaitl. Back to the blue line, Nurse, the shot blocked in front. Back down into the far side corners. Both teams continue to get some looks here early on in this period, but also the battle intensifies here as this is going to be fired in by the Kings after they clear the zone on the failed icing conversion by the Oilers, as the Kings, after that scramble, did ice the puck. 16:23 to go here in this first period of play. Draisaitl bounces it up off the boards, picked up by the LA Kings. Looking to make the play near side, picked up by LA again. So they'll go through the middle in front of the Oilers bench, far side. Shot from the wing, fired up over top of somebody, and out of play. So there you have it. The puck stopped dead again for another moment here, and that was a lot of excitement there all of a sudden in one sequence of play. The Oilers have definitely started this hockey game, I think, a little better than they did the last two game ones against the LA Kings. So hopefully they can continue to do as such. So face off to the left of Stuart Skinner. Kopitar taking the draw against Draisaitl, probably the two best face-off men on both teams, as it's up along the boards, knocked out there by the LA Kings out of possession of the Edmonton Oilers as Kempe over to the shot fired, blocked in front, I think by Kopitar actually, as this shot's drifted down off the wall and fired back in behind to the far side. The LA Kings continue possession here inside the Oilers zone. The Oilers tried to fly the zone and maybe get a breakaway there. A shot fired, blocked in front again by the Oilers as they're committing to getting in lanes here so far. So good for the Edmonton Oilers. This to the far side, poked free by Nugent-Hopkins. Draisaitl rushing up the ice. Draisaitl across from now, cutting. Got the deke down first try. Here's Nuge, a backhand opportunity. Couldn't tap it home right in front as the Oilers' second line. A couple dangerous chances. And then Nugent-Hopkins buries Doughty with a hit along the wall. Something that you don't usually see out of Nuge, but pleasantly surprised when you do. This goes up along the far side wall, batted back by the Oilers into Kings' possession at their blue line. And this is going to be fired in now by Dubois down to Stuart Skinner. Skinner around him and Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm to Bouchard, and up along the wall we go, trying to get out of the zone here. Perry, far side pass, up to McLeod. McLeod taps it through across the Kings' blue line. Couldn't get it going there, and this will now be to the near side, picked up by England. England up along the wall into the Oilers zone. Stuart Skinner out to play it again. And this one continues to come to the near side now for Corey Perry. Perry right in the middle of the ice there for Ekholm. Dangerous turnover in the middle of the ice over to the far side for Dubois. Backhand! Save made by Stuart Skinner and picked up now by Corey Perry to the middle of the ice. Far side for Evander Kane. Kane across the line, taps it down low as it's Lewis getting in near side now for the Kings to try and break out. Spence with the puck. He will work out from in behind his own net. 14:15 to go here in this first period of play. 3-2 the shots on goal for the Edmonton Oilers. So they didn't have the best first minute and a half, I guess, in terms of the shot department, but so far so good. I've gotten some good opportunities here early on. Back up the middle of the ice, Holloway gets tangled up by the Kings as that's a big kind of duck for cover play by the LA Kings right there. Pass through the middle, and the Oilers just kind of really bearing down on the Kings in the middle of the ice here. making it hard for them to cross the blue line. And even when they do, the sticks get in the lane rather quickly. A shot from Gavrikov blocked in front. He was the Kings' big acquisition last year alongside Korpisalo. In behind the net now, tapped along the wall by Cam Talbot, picked up by the LA Kings. Philip Deneau across the line. He's going to go to the near side corner. Shot fired up off Skinner. Picked up by Henrique. Henrique's looking to make the play. He's going to fire it in behind over to Matthias Ekholm. Pass up the left wing. Now to the near side right wing is McDavid across the line. McDavid spin-a-rama move. In on net. Shot fired. Scores! Zach Hyman just did it! Woo! Just like that, Zach Hyman puts the Edmonton Oilers up 1-0. You'll love to see it right there. 13:08 to go here in this first period. And the Edmonton Oilers find a way to get on top early. And that is a huge, huge, huge boost for the Edmonton Oilers, as that's a much needed first goal of the game. And what an absolute unbelievable assist from Connor McDavid. That is huge right there. So that is massive. Zach Hyman taps it through traffic, and you can see how pumped up he is for the Edmonton Oilers to score the first goal of the playoffs. That's a big one right there. Now with 13:03 to go in this first period of play, the puck will be picked up again by the LA Kings here. As this one comes to the near side, as the Oilers will load up now through the middle of the ice. In on net they'll come. Drysdale across the line, tapping down low. Nuge fires it off the pads of Talbot. McDavid and Bouchard pick up their first assists of the NHL playoffs. This one up along the wall as the Kings will break out through center. Tapped in there as a King kind of blew a tire going through the middle of the ice. Desharnais picking this puck up here. 12:30 to go in the first period. The shots 4 apiece for the Kings and the Oilers as Desharnais leads up to the far side boards. Picked up by the Oilers again across the line. Shot towards the net. Perry swiped at it. Couldn't get it directed on Talbot. Ended up going to the near side corner and picked up by the Kings as they'll fire the shot on the Oilers net. Skinner equal to the task. Here's another opportunity, middle of the ice. Fiala fires. Shot blocked in front by Nurse, goes out of play. And the Edmonton Oilers with 12:05 to go. So far, so good. A good first 7:55 on the board this evening as Zach Hyman does the thing and gets us a 1-0 lead. You'll love to see it. Turbo, welcome aboard. It's fine that you don't like the Edmonton Oilers. At the end of the day, we're all here just cheering for hockey. And that's a huge, big goal for the Edmonton Oilers. As Desmond, welcome aboard as well. Friends, we're along for the ride here this evening. So far, so good for the Edmonton Oilers. We're rolling along tonight. And I absolutely enjoying myself right now, especially after the Oilers took that first goal of the game. Twisted already claiming credit on that big Hyman game, as that is a big big first goal of the game for the Edmonton Oilers. This one here, friends, we're already up over 88 hours on the stream, so like I said, 100 hours by the end of the first period is going to be pretty easy to clutch off. But Patrick, welcome into the stream. The Oilers Fanatic now joining us here live on the Dolynny TV chat. Friends, we are aboard for what is going to be a good hockey game tonight. I tell you that. Nothing. Welcome aboard as well. As friends, if you haven't already hit that like button yet on the stream, I encourage you to do that tonight. Just simply, we're up to 175 of you aboard for the ride. You want to see it get crazy in here tonight, hit that like button early and often, and we'll get towards that end of the game, and things will get really, really crazy in here, as it did last year in the playoffs. I promise you that much. So we'll roll along as the old Oilers and Stars dynamic from the late 90s, early 2000s, but now it's reversed in the Oilers' favor. Well, thankfully, it is reversed in the Oilers' favor. If we had lost the last 2 series against the LA Kings, that would have been crushing. But so far, the Oilers have put on a good show through 2 series and now have 4 games to win here out of the next 7 to try and put on a good show in 3 straight. So McDavid got the assist. William, welcome aboard. So we are just set up in a 1-0 game here. 12:05 to go. The Kings hold the shot lead 5-4. Face off to the right of Stuart Skinner. Pushed back by the LA Kings. Spence down in the near side corner. Puck picked off there by the Edmonton Oilers. Perry leads out to center, but the LA Kings quickly stole it back. Back the other way across the line. The Kings forced it, but the Oilers again jam it back all the way down to Talbot. And now this one becomes a lot about eating the clock here in the first period for the Oilers. Take your chance when you get it, but you just got to eat the clock the rest of the way here. 11:40 to go here in this first period. Puck across the line over to the Kings zone. Pushed off escape back into Spence's control inside his own blue as the Kings will try and get across the line again. And instead just hammer it down to Stuart Skinner and complete a line change here. 11:25 to go in this first period of play. Oh boy, we're in for a dandy tonight, I think, as this one comes to the near side, inside the Kings zone, dumped in by the Oilers, picked up by Henrique. Henrique back to the blue line, off his stick, and the LA Kings trying to push forward. Diving effort from Ekholm, not taking a penalty by the looks of it here. Far side pass, the Oilers deflected up and out of play, and we will have a stoppage and play face-off to the left of Stuart Skinner. Because that is some good contact by Mattias Ekholm. He just more or less leaned into Arvidsson, drove him down into the ice, and that's a good clean check where Arvidsson was leaning forward, and it was a good opportunity right there. So this will be a good opportunity. Friends, for those of you wondering, if you're looking for Patrick to live stream a game, I can already tell you I have a pretty good in on which game he might be live for. So we'll stay tuned. I'll let you know that as the series goes along here. 10:55 to go here in this first period. 5-5 the shots on goal for the Oilers and Kings up along the boards through the neutral zone. Both teams try to come away with it. It's just kind of tying up there at the center ice position. Flipped in far side corner by the Kings to Ekholm. Ekholm avoids one check, two check. Over to Bouchard skating away with it now. Bouchard up to the far side. Picked up by the Oilers. Across the blue line. Here's a rip of a shot. That goes wide by the net of Cam Talbot. Far side pass over the shot. Fired. Scores. Adam Henrique puts the Oilers up 2-0. Just like that, the Oilers top line has found the goal twice already on 6 shots total for the team. 10:24 to go. So, wow. This has been a start you want to see, as that's a good possession there as McDavid fired it in on net. Bouchard keeps it in with the skate. Hyman fires the pass over to Henrique all alone. Fires it top corner on Cam Talbot. So it'll be Bouchard and McDavid likely as the shot fired by Henrique. That's what we got him for. He's a plus player, and he just fired home the first goal of the hockey game. 10-20, or second goal of the hockey game. First of the series for him. 10:22 to go here in this first period of play. Up back the other way now. It's trying to be pushed forward by Foegele. But yeah, the Edmonton Oilers starting out hot here this evening. And they have got to find a way to really keep things going tonight as this one across the blue line fired back in by the Oilers. That's Draisaitl driving deep into the corner. Anderson trying to not turn that puck over in behind his own net as the Kings will lead ahead. Kempe trying to get past the big body. Desharnais not going to be able to do it. 9:49 to go here in this first period. Pass over to the near side. Through the middle now, Foegele fires the shot towards Talbot. Save made. 7th shot of the game for the Oilers. Backhanded down low in a 2-0 lead for the Edmonton Oilers here in this hockey game. Shot right in the middle of the ice there by the Kings. Across the line it comes. Tap back onto the stick of the Oilers on a rather weak entry attempt by the LA Kings as Lizotte with the puck will spin around. Bouchard already 2 assists in the NHL playoffs. Hyman with his first 2 points as well, as that's a play by Ceci along the wall, picked up by McLeod. McLeod over and picked up now by Kane. Kane near side to Ceci. Ceci's flying back to Kane. Backhand right in front. Can't find Corey Perry. 9:06 to go here in this first period of play. Both teams starting to get going here as this one is obviously a 2-0 lead for the Oilers, and you love to see it. 8:55 to go in the first period of play. 7-5 the shots on goal for the Oilers. 8:50 to go in this first period as time continues to wind down on the Kings to do something. Shot through traffic. Save made by Skinner. Grundstrom fires it into the far side boards area as he continues to look for that puck. He's bounced off of it. McLeod trying to free it up, and it'll be Kane lumbering back the other way, firing it down low towards Cam Talbot. Deflects off his pads in behind. 8:25 remains in the first period. Anglin to the far side. Picked up now by Gavrikov. Gavrikov up the middle. Now to Byfield. Firing it into the far side corner inside the Oilers' end. Ekholm with the chop at the puck. It's going to confuse everybody. Byfield knows where it is, but Ekholm ultimately bites it off his stick because Byfield couldn't pick it up cleanly. Puck to the far side boards area, near side fired back to Dubois. Puck is stolen by Hyman. Crowd cheering for a penalty. Kings trying to touch it. They ain't going to come up with a penalty, I don't think. No, they aren't, and that will play on with 7:52 to go here in this one, as the LA Kings will come back the other way now. Gavrikov to the near side, and here's Henrique and McDavid touching up, and it looks like we're going to have a stoppage in play with 7:44 to go, as McDavid and Henrique were tied up along the Kings bench for some reason, and we'll have a stoppage in play here. And looks like maybe a power play, like Peter is saying, for the Edmonton Oilers, as it looks like Fiala took exception to McDavid doing some stuff to one of the Kings players on his way to the bench. So interesting. Connor McDavid mixing it up right out of the gate here in this playoff game. You'll love to see it. So that's where we sit right now. Give me just a brief moment, as we are rolling along here tonight, friends. Just to say, let's go quickly check that old watch time one more time, as we are up over 109.6 hours on the stream. So, my goodness, we might very well have that 500 hours, no problemo tonight. So, interference penalty here coming up to the LA Kings, and the Edmonton Oilers get the chance to go on the power play for the first time all hockey game. As that's going to be a big moment, I think, for the Edmonton Oilers. I think for everybody involved, it's going to be a big moment here to start this hockey game. Peter, let's just say I don't want to remember anything from Game 1 last year, so I have blank going up 2-0 against the Kings out of my memory. We're going to go up 3-0 here, hopefully, and then away we rock and roll. Zachary, the Leafs did win today 3-2 against the Boston Bruins, even that series at 1 apiece. Bob, the Oilers looking to win Game 1 at home for the first time since the 1990 Stanley Cup run, so that'd be a pleasant surprise if the Oilers could indeed do that here tonight. And again, friends, I will now appeal to you. If you're new to the channel and you want to stick around for the rest of the series, rest of the playoffs, consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. But with that, we have to get to the news. Pierre-Luc Dubois is in the box for interference against the Oilers, as Dubois comes over and hits McDavid into the bench from behind. So he is nailed with the interference call. So right there, that's already a big negative in the column for what Pierre-Luc Dubois has done for the LA Kings. The Oilers off the face-off, over to Nugent-Hopkins from Bouchard, down low to McDavid in front. Shot fired into the stick of Draisaitl, couldn't get it off cleanly enough to put it back in the net. Bouchard, far side of McDavid, back to Bouchard. Shot loads back to McDavid. McDavid skates down low, back to Bouchard, high point shot, fired through traffic off the pads there by Cam Talbot. Picked up down low as Hyman comes in front off the post, I think. Wheeling and dealing, at least maybe hit the shoulder of Talbot to get the shot on goal. But Nugent-Hopkins back to Bouchard. Over to McDavid, now loading up, trying to find Draisaitl in the middle. Give the LA Kings that different look on the power play that sometimes the Oilers have over the past few years. Bouchard steps around the defender, over to McDavid. Methodical here on the power play. Bouchard loads the shot down low to Draisaitl. Draisaitl back, Bouchard up over top of the net with a $1:06 to go. Bouchard at the blue line again with the puck on the recovery from McDavid, over to Connor down low to Zach. Shot off the glove of Talbot. Glove hand save, and then some pushing and shoving, and Draisaitl and Nugent-Hopkins are eating some punches in front here as both teams get a little feisty, as Nugent's helmet was popped off there by a glove hand punch. So Zavis, welcome aboard as well, as Hyman tried to short side that up off the shoulder and post to Talbot in tight, and that was a beauty of a look there, and then tried it again in tight, trying to go just up over the shoulder as Nuge was getting pummeled in front by the LA Kings. You love to see the boys play on through that. And we'll see what happens here. So 6:41 to go in this first period of play. 57 seconds remain in the power play for the Edmonton Oilers, friends. I like this chart. It's got a little rocking action. Here we go. Draisaitl against Lewis in the face-off dot. Draisaitl down prematurely. Lewis and everybody talks things over one more time. Draisaitl will be waved out, so linesman made the call there. McDavid comes in. 6:41 to go in this first period. As the face-off will be won back by the LA Kings, clear to the near side, and Draisaitl will opt for the reset instead of keeping that one alive and maybe leaving Evan Bouchard out to dry back there at the blue line area as Draisaitl across the line to Zach Hyman. Hyman down low to Draisaitl, mishandles the puck. The Oilers power play starting to fall apart here early on in this first period's, or first game, I guess you could say, as they got a few good looks. But now you got to change up the crew and get that 30-second drill out there for the Oilers' second power play unit picked up now. Well, they're going to run Connor McDavid the full way. Okay, all right, here's McDavid across the line. The shot off the shoulder blocker area of Cam Talbot. Now we should be changing the lines here for this one. So McDavid gathered steam and then got across the blue line and tried to get a good opportunity on net and really found his shooting lane, but couldn't solve the blocker of Cam Talbot. I think that was the blocker at least. It was the top of the pad, actually. So there you go. I was wrong on the shoulder save. 6:01 to go here. That's how fast Connor McDavid operates. You got to remember that. 17 seconds to go in the power play for the Oilers. Darnell Nurse fires the shot. Save made in front by Talbot again. And then the puck was fired up over top as CC looking to fire this one in on net. And it drifts in front off the tip of Henrique. Talbot makes the save as Corey Perry and Henrique in front. That is about as dangerous of a duo as you can possibly get. And they tangled things up there as that was a good looking shot from CC. Tip in front by Henrique, who's already got a goal tonight. And what a tip in front. The Oilers are going to start tipping pucks. They're going to start having a lot of success in the Stanley Cup Playoffs. I can assure you of that. 5:47 to go in the first period. 3 seconds left in the power play. Puck scrambled to the near side boards. Back to the point. McLeod bats it down low to Kane. Kane along the wall to Perry. Jammed right in front. Kane's backhanding it there. Just could not jam it home on the pads of Talbot. The Oilers are going to have like 14 shots by the end of this first period, if not more, as they're coming heavy in the crease so far for this hockey game. CC against Dubois, freshly out of the box. Back to the circles here as it's picked up by Fiala. He's battling for that puck back to the blue line, and it was just an errant pass by Fiala. Gets back all the way inside the Kings zone. 5:08 to go here in this first period of play. Across now to Fiala as the shot's fired towards the net. Byfield can't gather it. Tapped out there by the Oilers again. Anderson keeps it alive for a brief moment, and then it's picked up by Holloway across the Kings blue line. His shot fired towards the net, off a body and out of play. So there you have it. So Oilers power play definitely good on that first little bit there, Peter. And then thankfully, thanks to Kane, Henrique, and Perry, a good last few seconds there as they definitely came heavy on the net there in that last little bit. So you like to see that. You want to see the Oilers doing their job with that second unit. Don't lose momentum. And it was a good unit. First unit attempt through the first, I want to say, $1:10. Then it kind of fell apart, but then obviously the second unit following it up did pretty good as well. So here we go, friends. We're into commercial break time here. Quickly going to send you a commercial break as well. And then tell you right now, if you didn't get the commercial break sent to you, if you're new to the channel, I want you to hit that subscribe button. Simply put, I want you to subscribe so as you stay tuned here on the channel throughout this series for more Edmonton Oilers hockey. Tonight, currently sitting, where are we at? How about 15,229 subscribers? Very well. Could get over 15,250 if you're so kind and inclined to hit that subscribe button tonight. But for right now, we sit on commercial break waiting for this hockey game to get back underway. Obviously, it's a late period commercial break, so we'll see what we have as 2579 times 0.3. Let's say 1 divided by 60. How about 133 hours already on the stream? So we are roughly getting towards that 500 mark by the end of the hockey game. CGE, sorry, welcome in. As we got everybody in. Ryan Smith knows, of course, just jumped in the chat as well, as the handlebars are going to get a lot of notice here tonight, I believe. I understand that's going to be kind of why I did it for, is the fun comments, and we'll see how the beard evolves from here this year. So let's get this going here. Shot off the face-off by the Oilers. Can't find the net as Fogel's just going out there absolutely giving her 110. You like to see that as the Oilers back to the blue line. Desharnais back along the wall. Picked up by Fogel. Battled long and found there by the Kings to the far side as they'll rush down the wall. Kempe, near side pass over. Picked up, the shot loads. Glove hand save for Stuart Skinner, who's had a little body of work to really call home tonight. Only 7 shots so far through the first 15.5 minutes of hockey. So far things are going good for one Stuart Skinner, and hopefully that continues the rest of the way home tonight. David, you have not shaved in 11 years, and you're not shaving until we win the cup. That's a fair statement, and I guess I can join you in that. I will not be shaving until we win the cup either. So we're rolling along here as we are just about done this first period of play, just like that, right? We started at 8:15, 8:20-ish, and we're at 8:53 all told now. 4:27 to go, and CG, actually, we're up at 78 likes. You need to hit that refresh button here this evening. So 4:20 to go, my friends. We're rolling along. Everything looks good so far from the Edmonton Oilers. Puck near our far side blue line for the Kings. Down low, the puck goes off of the skates. Ekholm, he finishes his check. Back to the point for Gavrikov. Far side pass now for the Kings as they try to set up the attack inside the Oilers zone. Inside, 4 minutes to go in this first period of play. 3:59 is picked up by Ekholm, fired along the wall, and continuing to battle there. Henrique will get it out of the zone. Picked up now with 3:50 on the clock by the Kings. This is the part of the game where the time really starts to, for some reason, slow down for both teams as the Kings methodically passing around, trying to find a way to break through the Edmonton Oilers defense. CC down low against Lizotte, knocks him down, picked up by McLeod, flipped up off a body to Kane. Kane back to McLeod through the middle, near side, as picked up by Perry. McLeod tries his best not to get tangled up with Perry, trying to push forward down in the near side corner as McLeod chops this puck up along the wall, and the Kings will indeed get it down into the Oilers zone. Nurse with a nice quick backhand up to CC. Puck into the neutral zone now. The Oilers maintain possession. Kane over to CC. Darnell Nurse was flying up the ice, but just couldn't get all the way free for CC, and everybody turned back for a brief moment as Byfield takes a heavy hit there from CC. I like to see that. One thing CC's told about is he's not a good enough defender. Well, if you're going to be a heavy body in the playoffs for us, we're going to love the heck out of you. So this one continues here into the neutral zone. The Oilers just failed to keep the pressure on the Kings there for a brief moment, and now Desharnais had to chase back into his own end. Carrick turns it over at center ice, though the Kings misinadvertently passed that puck too low into their zone. Carrick's able to finish his check against Doughty, who immediately popped back up, and you see that Carrick had 2 checks inside the Kings zone as this fourth line battle in here. Holloway's now been elevated down to the fourth line alongside Carrick and Janmark. I assume maybe that has something to do with the power play just a moment ago, though, as well as the plan is to play Holloway a little less this hockey game, get him acclimated. 2:04 to go here in this first period of play. Down low it goes in the Edmonton Oilers zone. Ekholm has a stick flip up on him, turns over the puck to the LA Kings. Kopitar in behind, back to the point here now. Gavrikov, the shot off the end wall, goes near side to Ekholm as both teams continue inside the Oilers zone. Flipped up along the near side wall, picked up by Draisaitl. He's got a man with him. Shot fired just wide as the Oilers backhand in front again. Talbot stuffs it in front. Another opportunity as Fogel had 2 golden chances in front. Maybe Nugent Hopkins in there as well. $1:28 to go in this first period of play. The Oilers yet to give up pressure in this first period. They have 15 shots. I figured maybe 15 or 14 somewhere in there, though they iced the puck. And the Oilers are definitely getting their chances here in this hockey game as Ekholm up the boards there, picked up by Draisaitl off the bounce, and down the ice it came to Nugent Hopkins, and he just flubbed up on that puck. Happens to the best of us, but Nuge, I don't think he believed he could have gotten that puck cleanly, but the weird part was it was just kind of up on edge as well when he went to shoot it, so might have rolled off that, but Here we go, near side, face off inside the Oilers zone. $1:18 to go now. All you got to do is survive this first period and not take a goal against the rest of the way home. So $1:12 to go in this first period. Another icing call against the Edmonton Oilers, 15-7. The shots on goal for the Edmonton Oilers, 2-0 the lead. As both teams come barreling back into the Oilers zone. Obviously a lengthy delay here for the Oilers, trying to breathe it down on this icing call. As Draisaitl doing everything he can to try and wait this out, as it's back to the blue line for Doughty. Doughty fires the shot up off a body. The Oilers get another block in front. Far side picked up by Ekholm. The Oilers, though, will be guilty of a penalty here, as Arvidsson sits there and he's talking to Draisaitl. Both teams working that over one more time. The Oilers get the line change. Henrique guilty of the call. And with $1:04 to go in this one, Henrique, where did he get his stick tangled up? He got the skate out, actually, and took the knee out. He's lucky not to get a slash of the skate into the midsection there of Arvidsson. That's a dangerous play there. That's a knee-on-knee almost, actually, for Henrique. And the bounce off the body there of Draisaitl almost caught Henrique with the skate blade of Arvidsson. So I'll take the penalty as long as Henrique's not cutting the midsection. That's huge. As this is a face-off scrambled down low by the Oilers. Doughty keeps it into the blue line. The Kings power play ranked 12th in the NHL through the regular season. Fiala down low off the stick there of Ekholm. 2 for 10 on the power play in 4 games versus the Oilers this season. So the Oilers operated better than average against the Kings all season long. Back around, the Kings are getting things going near side. Fiala's the shot blocked in front. Another shot ripped on net up over top. 37.3 seconds to go in this first period of play. And $1:33 remaining in the power play for the Edmonton Oilers. So see what we can do here. But we are rolling here for this first period so far. You got 37.3 seconds to survive, in which you desperately need to get out of this period. So up to nothing with well, no goals in the column, as the Oilers will escape the zone. Tipped back inside the LA Kings end. Friends, David will play the Where in the World Do You From game here in the first intermission, first bathroom break. Obviously all the goodies, grab an Oreo, all that. 20 seconds to go here in the first period, though. The Kings across the line, tipping back into possession. The Oilers got it out into the neutral. Far side pass. The Kings scrambling here to try and get this going. McLeod ices it down the length of the ice. It hit the official off the boards. 6 seconds to go in the first period, and the Edmonton Oilers, to the applause and the quick run away by all the Oilers fans, will finish this first period with a 2-0 lead. Friends, this is Dolynny TV. I'm going to hit the quick subscribe button tab, and I'll be right back. But thanks for being aboard. We'll be back in a matter of moments to recap this first period of play. There you have it. One period in the books for the Edmonton Oilers, and how about that? A 2-0 lead. All told, it's fantastic to see, obviously, for the Oilers to grab that 2-0 lead and hold it through one period of play. That was the big part. Obviously, nervous excitement about last year's Game 1 for a couple of folks. But friends, as we head into this intermission, we'll wait to cross the 150 viewer mark again here. But we're going to play that Where in the World Are You From game if we run out of things to talk about, as we usually do in the intermissions anyway. As we go, it's Zach Hyman from Connor McDavid and Evan Bouchard in the first period, 6:52 in, to break the series open. And then it was Adam Henrique from Zach Hyman and Evan Bouchard. So Bouch and Hyman both with 2-point nights already, and the Oilers only have 2 goals. The Oilers, of course, Zach Hyman scoring a big one there, and of course Adam Henrique scoring a big one, but Henrique is ultimately guilty of taking a penalty as well, so a tough situation there for the Oilers. But when it comes to the stats, all told, 15-8 for the Oilers over the Kings in the shot department, 25-20 the hits for the Kings, 12-11 the face-offs, pretty much dead even. Don't read too much into that. Both power plays so far, Kings will start on the second period on a power play, 0-4. 3 giveaways for the Oilers, 2 for the Kings. So a very clean first period in which both teams managed the puck well. 8 block shots for the Oilers, 6 for the LA Kings. So there has been a recipe to the Oilers' success tonight, and that involves blocking shots in front of Stuart Skinner. So Dean, Logan, Flipperdoop, everybody, welcome aboard. As if you're just tuning in, glad to have you aboard for the ride here tonight. Obviously, it's been fantastic for the Oilers thus far this evening, and we're looking forward to seeing more of that continue here tonight. So just crossed the old 3,000 views mark on the live stream, so that reminds me I should probably quickly check the old watch time again here for you as we go up to 3.3 and 3049 times. Wow, I'm having a hard time typing here on the phone today. Let's go here. We are up over 187 hours on the stream, so keep that in mind, friends. We are aboard for what should be that 500-hour stream, almost no problem, especially when we're about to hit 200 hours by the end of this intermission. So thank you so much for being aboard again. I will remind you, if you haven't hit that like button yet on the stream, make sure to do as such, just simply because you're seeing it already. The numbers are creeping up. Everybody's getting in the chat. It's getting crazy. And by the end of the game, especially if this one stays 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, whatever, it's going to be a pretty fiery finish. And I'm looking forward to seeing that here in the chat and on the live stream by the end of this evening. And as well, if you saw that subscribe ad, if you haven't already done that as well, I'd encourage you to do so you stay tuned for the rest of the series. But other than that, really simple period for the Edmonton Oilers. Stuart Skinner, phenomenal to start anyway. And obviously as well, the Oilers start up 2-0 to begin this hockey game. So that's a huge, huge plus. So let's see where we got. As we are going here, and we should be ready to rock and roll for this one here tonight, friends, as we are going to see everybody get going as alright, so there you have it. I'll have some ball stuff to do here tonight, but Sandbox, welcome aboard as well. As we are rolling along here into the intermission portion, it feels good to be able to sit back and relax, right? Just take everything with a little bit less urgency. That first period definitely had a sense of urgency from the Oilers. That was what was phenomenal right out of the gate. They were hitting the body. They were hard on the LA Kings. The Kings came first, attacking the net, and obviously the Oilers did good enough to stop them right there. So 4 third period goals for the Carolina Hurricanes. So the the New York Islanders end up getting it going. So Stars fans were booing so loud, Mark Stone couldn't hear the question on ESPN. That's interesting to see. And per NHL or Sportsnet stats, the 4,333 days between Adam Henrique's last 2 playoff goals is an NHL record. So there you have it. Adam Henrique set history with the longest drought between playoff goals in NHL history. Previous was Craig Ludwig at 4,079 days. That's a lot of years. That's 11 years, friends. That's a lot of time to think about not having any goals right there. So, Johnny, welcome aboard to the stream. And yeah, this is Peter. By all means, this is one of the best, if not the best, period the Oilers have played in a long dang time. I mean, you go into that All-Star break and things kind of came out the other side. The Oilers were pretty secure in where they were, who they were, and what they were. So they didn't really come out with the best effort down the stretch that I think we're used to seeing in the past few years. So that was kind of tough, but they definitely dummied home much better efforts pre-All-Star break, and that obviously translated to some good live streams early on in the live stream. That was cute. Kiwi actually is what that is. Supporting the Oilers. Got the Oilers here on the shoulder, crest. Got the Oilers going here this evening. As Dennis, welcome aboard. It is nice to see the Oilers up 2-0 after one period of play. That's absolutely fantastic that the Oilers came out with the effort that was needed here to begin this hockey game tonight, and hopefully they continue to deliver that effort the rest of the way home in this hockey game. And Antonio, welcome aboard as the Oilers are slapping around the Kings in the first period. Yeah, they did pretty good in that first period. Dan, welcome aboard as well. And we're having everybody come into the chat right now, as All Dressed Chips even is saying, got to keep up that intensity for the remaining 40. That is the key here for the Edmonton Oilers. Got to keep up the intensity. And Kiwi trolling me here, but wants the Oilers to win the series as well. I like it. As Kyle, the Oilers oil bullet jersey. Yeah, that's absolutely my favorite jersey, is the old blue, silver, and white edition. This one, again, I had to pick it up. Obviously, I never got a chance to have a blue, silver, and white edition. I might one day when I find a collector's edition, but for right now, this one will have to do. And we'll see what the Oilers get for that next reverse jersey, I guess, or the next retro installment of the franchise. So we're rolling along here. Carolina stunned the New York Islanders today, as that was a tough go for the Islanders, who I think fall behind 2-0 to the Carolina Hurricanes now. So weird go there, but we'll see what the New York Islanders, who aren't expected to do much anyway in the playoffs, muster up against the Carolina Hurricanes the rest of the way home. Friends, it's Adam Henrique and Zach Hyman with the goals here tonight. 15-7 the shots for the Oilers after one period of play. Connor McDavid already has an assist. Bouchard has 2, and Zach Hyman has a 2-point night, grabbing the assist on the Adam Henrique marker as well alongside Bouch. So it's been a productive night thus far, and hopefully for the Oilers it continues to be as such, as we're about set to get this second period underway here in a few moments of time. But obviously you need to try and repeat, as we're saying, the effort in this first period the rest of the way home through 40, and then through another 9 periods of hockey as well, because you repeat that for the next 9 periods after tonight's game and fortune favors you pretty well. So see what happens. But Peter, you want to see the Oilers bring back the copper and blue jerseys they wore during the 06 run. I will promise you at some point the Oilers are going to have to do that as a retro jersey, and I think that day is coming soon here. I know there isn't going to be a third jersey next year, but there might be something special coming out of the closet, and we'll see what happens there for the Oilers. So let's see what we got here. All right, the schedule is in there now as well. I like to see that. So you like to see it when you have the ball schedule as well this year. Real welcome aboard again. And yeah, we're rolling into what should be a good finish to this hockey game now. Obviously, so far we're through a third of where I was thinking we'd be sitting by the end of tonight. So that's fantastic, as well as we're on pace for another great live stream here in the books for another Edmonton Oilers LA Kings playoff game. To my LA Kings friends that are sitting in the chat right now but not really making it known, thanks for being aboard as well. Appreciate you hanging out with us crazy Oilers fans. Obviously, I did catch a comment earlier in the stream that said this has to be the most Alberta stream or Alberta sounding thing I've heard today. Well, let me tell you, Raised in the good old Canadian wilderness up here in Alberta, it does something to the old voice, and something even when I went to broadcasting school way back in the day at NAIT, they figured it out pretty quickly when we did voice test the first day. So well aware, and it's quite a strength, I would say. It's something I've learned to live with. So there you go, Nicholas. As I think, welcome aboard as we are rolling along here tonight, friends. We are up over 200 viewers now live on the stream with us. Thank you for being aboard. Again, if you're just tuning in, it is Hyman and Henrique with the first 2 goals of this hockey game. To get to the comment asking who scores the second period starting goal for the Oilers, give you that, the Oilers. I will tell you it's probably Connor McDavid. I think Connor, just based on that first period, he's flying tonight. And I think this might be the series that Connor is going to win by himself kind of deal. The way it's starting out, he's got 1 assist on 2 goals, so calm down. But the top line has both goals, so stay at it where you will. So, Dan, we do not need to guess who scored that first goal for the Vegas Golden Knights, because it's the goal heard around the hockey world already tonight. Mark Stone triumphantly takes 1.5 minutes to get back into the goal column in the NHL playoffs after 26 games off. Oh my goodness, how does that work? Nala, welcome aboard as well. Welcome back to the stream for the first time in a while as we are rolling along here tonight. Antonio, I should apply at SportsCenter out. Those days have long sailed. Right now, all I want to do is sit here, broadcast playoff hockey like I do, and then obviously get into a junior hockey barn and do a little bit of fun on the side during the winter when we have a chance to get that going. So, RJ, the Oilers look very composed. Well, let me tell you, they came out banging the body early in that first period and never really looked back, right? They let the LA Kings get a couple chances and then said, good night, let's go score a couple of goals, and that's exactly what they did. So we'll see what happens here. Good evening from Saskatchewan as well. Glad to have you aboard. As everybody tuning in, we've got Manitoba, we've got Saskatchewan. We'll play the Where in the World Are You From game in the second period. How about that? We're just about rolling through into this second period of play, so we'll get to that in the second intermission. As friends, we're 2 likes away from 100 likes on the stream. We are in for what could be an absolute fantastic finish to this hockey game this evening, so I'd love to have you aboard for that if you want to stay around late. Again, if we go to overtime, my goodness mercy me, based on the way the Oilers have started this hockey game tonight, but hey, we can handle it, no problemo. So we'll see what the Oilers have in store for us this evening. So, friends, in terms of the alcoholic beverages, I get this every live stream. It's fine and dandy. It is going to be in August long weekend. It'll be 4 years sober, actually. That's something that if you've been around the channel long enough, you kind of know the effect drinking kind of had on me, especially drinking and drugs, actually. Going into that 2021 season, I actually quit out halfway through and quit doing YouTube for a 1.5 years, I think. Yeah, it was just about a 1.5 years that I quit doing it full time. And it was just, I was in a state of psychosis due to alcohol and THC. So, yeah, that's where we sit. It's just plain water, and every once in a while, we mix in a Pepsi. Claudio, if you're tuning in Canada, I can tell you the game is for free on cbc.ca. I've heard rumors. Every 8 p.m. game this playoffs is free over on cbc.ca, so stay tuned. We'll get some confirmation on that, but yeah, so here we go. Flipperdo, BioSteel on the rocks is my favorite drink. Well, let me tell you, if we could find BioSteel nowadays, they went bankrupt here this past season, so that was a tough finish. Now it's all about that, whatever the heck the other fashionable drink of the day is now. So it is been a tough go. I've been on the Gatorade Fits actually recently. F1, go Canucks go. Well, let me tell you, I'm cheering for the Canucks as well. I want you in the second round. I want you here on the live stream for that second round, I'll tell you that. As, yeah, we're rolling in here, friends. Everybody's coming into the stream. Yeah, Magic, that time period was a little different, right? I think I did a lot of growing up in that 1.5 years, I think is the biggest thing I can say about that for sure. And Super, you're watching in from Bali. Let's Go Oilers. Sister lives in Edmonton. You can guess she is freaking out. I love it. You're a Canucks fan. Well, you'll be back for the second round. I promise you that. And Trevor, you're rolling along as well. Jonathan, I want to get to your comment, though, as we're just about to get things going here for the Edmonton Oilers. You're in early recovery and struggling. It's not an easy process. And end of the day, I'm lucky that I was able to get through it first try. And unfortunately, I don't think I actually got through it first try, to be honest with you. It kind of took me a second try, to be honest with you. I went sober after the first semester of college way back when I had just started young off then. Kind of fell back off the wagon, kept it casual, and then, of course, kind of started falling apart from there, and that led to 2021 where we were. But either way, friends, let's get to it. We'll have more time for stories in the second intermission. For now, let's get to the face-off at center ice between one Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Anze Kopitar. The puck is down inside the LA Kings zone. Drew Doughty with the puck, 51 seconds to go in the power play across the line. Picked up by Kempe, tripped back into possession. Safe play for Fiala at the Kings line. The Kings didn't like their zone entry. Now over to Doughty, 39 seconds to go. Tapped up along the wall. Shot fired towards the net, off the back of the net there in behind the Oilers' goal. Shot by Ekholm down the ice inside the Kings' territory. 28 seconds to go in this second period power play now for the LA Kings. Hey, I got it right. First try. 19:24 to go in this second period across the line. Arvidsson back to the blue line, picked up by Doughty. He is offside, and we will have a stoppage of play. So there you have it. 19:20 to go. The Kings will be outside the Oilers' zone to begin things here on this next face-off. 16 seconds to go in the power play as both teams have to really get that next gear here in this period if either team wants to be able to survive the push from the other team. So here we have it. Face-off for Ryan McLeod against Philip Deneau. Face-off won back by Deneau. I mean, that was a clean gets face-off win as Cody Ceci does good job jostling the puck free. McLeod fought through with a check as McLeod and Fogle trying to strip that puck away. Here come the Kings across the line. 2 seconds to go in the power play. Ow, what a stop by Darnell Nurse, pushing off the LA Kings attacker and I think Lafreniere, and is able to allow Stuart Skinner to stop up that puck right there. So you like to see that. A good stoppage and play there for the Edmonton Oilers as Darnell Nurse just kept Lafreniere from the front of the net and pushed him to the outside. Jesse, welcome aboard as we're about set to get this face-off down again with 19:02 to go in this second period of play. As this one is now Deneau against McDavid inside the Oilers zone. Face-off down low, picked up by Bouchard, out to center ice, picked up by Hyman. Hyman across the line. He's going to pass that puck off as it comes back to the near side wall. Both teams battling here. Near side for the Kings now. Back the other way across the line. Tipped back by the Oilers. Man, that was a perfect little board play. Here's McDavid tapping it back down low in behind the Kings net. 18:37 to go. Right in front, McDavid off the boards. Back up to Ekholm. Down low over to Hyman. Hyman battles it off the wall but leaves it there for the LA Kings as this 18:26 to go. Batted back into the neutral zone. Bouchard up the middle. Tapped down low and 18:19 to go in the second. We'll have an icing call against the Edmonton Oilers. So we have a stoppage and play there in a moment to talk from Connor McDavid as this one will be about Game Sense and Bet MGM Grand as the betting commercials continue on the old Sportsnet streams. My goodness. Here we go. 18:19 to go. Face off inside the Oilers zone. Not sure why. This one's tied up and it'll be flipped back by Bouchard. Down into the neutral zone. Picked up by the LA Kings. Fired towards the net. Far side, Bouchard battles it along the wall near side to Doughty. Doughty rips the shot off a skate in front. Took a bad hop, but it's able to avoid the front. And here's the Kings coming off the wall again, tapping it in front. The Oilers get it to the far side. Shot towards the net, kicked out by Stuart Skinner. Near side picked up by Doughty. Doughty gets down low to Byfield. Byfield to the far side. Dubois parked right in front looking for the tip on the Oilers. Shot fired towards the net, goes wide of the net. And now McDavid will try and pick this one up near side, far side now for Ekholm to the far side bench area. And this is going to be flipped in by the Oilers. Desperate need of a line change. Doughty up along the near side wall. Tapped in inside the Oilers zone. Lewis across the line. That time he's offside. So we have a stoppage in play. So Jesse, welcome aboard and thank you for the kind comments on the jerseys. Something that, stuff happens, right? You end up collecting stuff over the years, and I'm just glad to have the wall space to show them off. As we will continue to roll along here tonight, friends. Face off for the Oilers outside the line. Goes to the far side for the Kings off the win. Fired down to Stuart Skinner. Tipped up by Kulak there as the Kings pressure the puck. Shot fired towards Skinner. Save made off the shoulder, and then it falls down into the glove, and it makes a whistle for the Oilers, and Kings inside the Oilers' end. The Skinner out to play that puck, lost the handle on it, and then the Kings came crashing down, and Lizotte a good heavy presence against Kulak, a good rip there from Lewis, and a good save for Stuart Skinner. So face-off won by the Oilers, up the wall, now picked up by Kane across the line, over to Perry. Can't get the pass through. McLeod tries to finish this one up, and this one comes down low now for Perry as off the wall the Oilers were able to get the puck going. Perry back to the blue line. Here's Kulak, rips the shot towards the net. It goes up off of Lewis. Over to play with 16:54 to go, and Oilers fans come cheering loud for something, and the face-off will be near side inside the Kings zone. 16:54 to go in this second period, and Kane tried to feed that one through. I know somebody earlier was saying Kane to Perry. That would have been a beauty of a look there, as that was lifted off of, wow, puck actually ended up inside the Kings net after it went off the back of the netting. This is going to be a face-off now for Draisaitl. 16:54 to go here as Nurse will fire this one down around to the far side. Draisaitl picks it up, backhands down low again to Kulak, Fogle, as both teams trade off chances here. Draisaitl fired a shot off the side of the net. That was easily swallowed up by one. Cam Talbot, and then the Kings ice it back the other way. But friends, to talk about the jerseys just a moment more, so we'll have the face-off inside the Kings zone. The Bakersfield jersey, that was actually a long-standing debt. What most of you don't know is the moment I got that Bakersfield jersey, I owed someone heavy for that jersey. That was obviously the best gift I have ever gotten from somebody hockey related, from a more or less total stranger that has developed into a great friend over the years. But this spring, Oilers fired their shot off Talbot in behind. Fogel's got it, but basically this spring I was able to pay back that friend with a jersey that I think means twice to three times as much as that Condors jersey means to me, with a Brad Malone first edition Edmonton Oilers jersey. So that was pretty special. The Kings, though, back across the line now. Kopitar backhanding, especially with Malone retiring, as Nugent Hopkins goes down low, and Kempe will pick up this puck. 16:04 to go here in the second period of play. Back to the blue line as Doughty had it escape out of the zone, and he'll pick up and try to get this going for the Kings again. Fiala's pushed off the puck, and the Oilers are smothering the Kings at the blue lines here. They are hitting the body hard and keeping them on the outside, and that's Arvidsson firing a shot, save made by Skinner. And for the Oilers' credit, they have been very disciplined so far through this hockey game, and that's been a big help for what they're trying to achieve here. As Nurse took a hard hit into the boards, he was buried. But again, the Oilers obviously too throwing their own addition of hits here, as Kempe and Nurse have kind of gone at it so far in this hockey game, is what Hockey Night in Canada is insinuating here with the broadcast. Sportsnet obviously is well involved, as Nurse and Kulak talking things over on the benches here, as this one will be a face-off now for Carrick inside the Kings zone. He wins it back over to Ekholm. Ekholm along the wall, sees it one to the Kings, but Bouchard stick in the lane, steals it away. Here's Henrique looking to backhand this one in the middle of the ice. Ekholm turns it over, breakaway opportunity to Arvidsson, fires it wide, and the Oilers sustain another 2-0 lead still with that one just going up over top of the net. What an opportunity there. And here's Zach Hyman down the far side for Henrique. Henrique's going to win the battle to the puck. Frees up for Connor McDavid. McDavid spinorama over to Hyman. Backdoor scores! Just like that. Zach Hyman has done it again. Zach Hyman just did it to make it 3-0 for the Edmonton Oilers. And you want to talk about that pass. Oh my captain, what a beauty that was from Connor McDavid finding Mr. Zach Hyman. Everybody doubting Adam Henrique on the top line with the Edmonton Oilers, and all he's done so far in this playoff series is find it. What a spin by Connor McDavid to the back door for Zach Hyman, back of the net. And you like to see it as Connor McDavid spins off the check and then finds it as the Oilers' top line is rolling. And it's not Connor and Leon, it's Connor, Zach, and Adam doing the job here tonight. 15 minutes to go in this second period of play for the Edmonton Oilers. 18-12, the shots on goal. They lead 3-0. You'll love to see it as here's Carrick picking up this puck. Carrick will leave it off there for Kulak. And we will have a stoppage and play with 14:46 to go. Zach Hyman getting the job done. I've used 2 signs so far. We got to get the second line signs going here. I might have to make a whole bunch of signs. But what a shot from Zach Hyman. What a goal right there. You'll love to see it. And the Edmonton Oilers with 14:46 to go in this second period lead this hockey game 3-0. And now it's a lot about getting that fourth one. Second of the playoffs. Third point of the night. Henrique's second. McDavid's second point of the night. And the Oilers' top line is absolutely blitzing along here tonight. A little pushing and shoving in front of the Oilers' net. Or Kings' net. The Oilers were doing the pushing and shoving. Then got shoved out by the LA Kings. But so far, so good for the Oilers. And friends, we're liking what we see, aren't we, so far in this hockey game. So, here we go. We are sitting at grand total of 239 hours on the stream. We're just about halfway home on the broadcast tonight. 14:37 to go in this second period to play the face-off down. Fogle can, or sorry, is that McDavid? That is McDavid taking the draw. I thought that was Fogle. I didn't see the C. Picked up by Henrique. Back over now for McDavid. McDavid in on net. Fires the shot towards the net, and that is going to be a penalty against Hyman. And then he gets cross-checked for the what for it on the hit on Cam Talbot, who is kind of slow to get up, as we're going to see the Oilers touch up this puck in the stoppage and play with 14:17 to go here in this second period of play. A stoppage there on the penalty against the Oilers for running over Cam Talbot, as Hyman came motoring in, and then Anglin kind of pushed him in, but Hyman definitely took the run as healthily as he could on Cam Talbot. And Talbot kind of shaken up there, back and into the post, I guess you could say. So the Oilers take the goalie interference call. Chris Knobloch not too happy at all about things. He's yelling orders on the bench here. Let's welcome in as we'll have the face-off. To the right side of Stuart Skinner. Doughty picks it up to the far side for Kempe. Pass right in front. The tip back door misses by the LA Kings. What an opportunity gone wide of the net twice in a row here over the past 3-4 minutes for the LA Kings. 19-12. The shots on goal for the Kings as Doughty backhands it down low in the Kings zonas. Kempe will fly across the line near side to Arvidsson. He's spun off the puck. Desharnais comes in behind. Fiala lifts up along the wall, picked up again by the Kings as they go along that far side, looking for the pass to the near side, back to the blue line instead to Doughty, now over to Arvidsson, back to Doughty, the one-timer, blocked in front, just doesn't quite have the same ring to it as the Bush bomb, as this one comes near side now for Kempe, off the end wall to Kopitar. Kopitar back to the point here, Doughty to the far side, picked up, shot fired down low, bounces in front, Doughty collects the puck again. Now this one in front, down low to Arvidsson, tapped over to Kempe. Kempe down to Arvidsson. Arvidsson to the far side. The shot fired in front. Stuart Skinner, the save, falls right on it. The Oilers quickly respond against Kopitar with 55 seconds to go. Janmark wanted a piece of Kopitar. And yeah, that was a little bit of anger there from Janmark that you're not used to seeing. He has been a little bit of a different player this year, more of a nitty-gritty role player, but that deflection side of the net just about beat Skinner, but missed by several inches on that one, as it was a perfectly placed pass, and Arvidsson just couldn't tap it towards the open net. So the Kings missed an open back door as well. And both teams with 55 seconds to go in this first period, or second period power play, doing just enough to survive in this hockey game. So see what happens here with 13-12 to go in the second period. Face off one back by the LA Kings. Back to the blue line now. The Kings rolling around with the second unit on. Spence going, puck down low. Skinner makes the save. Margaret and Robin, welcome aboard. Glad to have you back in the stream, as we're going to have the face off inside the Oilers zone once more for the Edmonton Oilers and LA Kings on this penalty kill for the Oilers. Carrick's going to be, no, actually it's going to be Deneau who's tossed out of the draw. It'll be Dubois coming in on the face-off for the Kings. Carrick will look to take the draw here for the Oilers. It's one back to the blue line for the Kings. Far side pass. 41 seconds to go. Back up off the wall. Picked up by the Kings again. Far side again. It goes to the dot. The shot in front. Save made twice over by Stuart Skinner right there, as Carrick will come up the ice and fire this one down the length of the ice, as this one comes now free for Spence, and picked up now by Dubois. And now Spence has got the puck again. Near side pass over to the Kings Byfield across the line. Bouchard pushed off the puck but was able to separate for a brief moment. Back to the blue line. The shot fired in front, blocked there by the Oilers. Far side board, roll around to the near side, picked up by Dubois, as this one is going to roll into the corner. Kings looking with the puck here for a pass. The penalty has expired. More in front. I don't notice Trevor Moore much tonight. That's a good sign. This comes free now inside the Kings zone, in behind Cam Talbot for Zach Hyman. Hyman pass to Bornfogel, tapping at the side. Cam Talbot's able to come up with it, and then Deneau wants a part of Hyman, and we're going to dust up here to the right of Cam Talbot inside the Kings zone. Both players getting aggravated there with that one. So, Ralph, did I use the same thumbnail as last year one? No, actually, my friends, what I did is use the same template, but instead took out the players from last year and now just have the logos and the team information. That's a little sneaky graphic design. But I figured figured those graphics worked so well last year, we might as well keep them around for another year or so. We are liking this one here for the Oilers thus far, friends. It's been an effective night thus far with 3-0 lead. You don't often see the Oilers with that in a playoff game, and obviously you don't see them maintain it for very long after. And they just survived the penalty kill against, so things are continuing to roll along tonight for the Oilers, who need an effective penalty kill. That much is for sure, as we go here, and we'll check the watch time one more time. Up over 256 hours on the stream, so we are halfway home, halfway through the hockey game. So thanks for being aboard again, friends. We're on commercial break. I'll send you a commercial break, and for those of you that don't get the commercial break, what I'll tell you right now is to hit that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Tonight we have an opportunity to hit 15,250 if all goes according to plan. And as it currently sits, we're at 15,241, so we might be able to kind of build on that a little bit here to some degree this evening, and hopefully have a good finish to tonight's live stream. So thank you again for being aboard. We'll have our thank yous in the second intermission late, as we thank the friends that we haven't heard from tonight later on in the stream. So we continue to roll along. The Pepsi's been great tonight. Should have went and refilled the water bottle, but we'll survive. As Alan, you got a Temu ad. Yeah, that's I don't really like getting those myself either, but kind of is what it is. I'm not sure how YouTube chooses what ads to give. Yeah. So here we go. Power play for the Oilers. Ooh, okay. All right, welcome aboard, and thank you for being aboard. And let's do this. Well, welcome in. 1201 Banjo Guy. He's got the face paint going, and he's giving the grin there. So this will be a face-off back to the blue line. The Oilers power play here. Near side now for Nugent Hopkins. Down low to McDavid. Right in on net. Talbot with a save, standing tall, just falling over top of that puck. 11:53 to go in this second period of play. $1:52 to go in the power play here as McDavid tried to backhand shovel that one. And there we have it, as this one is going to get going for McDavid off the face-off as Draisaitl and stuff will get going. And the face-off now for the Oilers. Back to the blue line. There's McDavid. Picked up by Bouchard. Bouchard looking over to Nugent Hopkins. Through traffic. Shot fired. Blocked in front. Is this one again. Back to Bouchard. Far side to McDavid. McDavid looking. Waiting. Oh! Backdoor! Nuge! Scores the goal for the Oilers and makes it 4-0. Just like that. Let's go. 11:36 to go in this second period of play, and the Edmonton Oilers have made it 4-0. And I told you earlier on in the live stream, once you get that 4-0 goal, you think you've got the hockey game, and it's all about just finishing it off from here. Didn't think that would happen with over half a hockey game to go, but Ryan Nugent-Hopkins off the Draisaitl backdoor tippity pass puts it home on the blue paint for the Oilers, and what a goal right there, as Nugent-Hopkins bats it home against Talbot, and the Oilers have made it 4-0 with 11:36 to go. David Riddick patiently waiting what might be his chance to get into this hockey game. Big save, Dave. Looking forward to maybe getting some action in game one. 11:30 to go in this second period of play. Holloway now will get a little bit of chance to play here for the Oilers, as Pepsi's hitting with vengeance, as he's out there on the ice right now. As this picked up by Nurse, the shot fired just wide. Holloway's out there on the fourth line, but obviously the Oilers' fourth line is going to get a lot more time to play now that Nugent-Hopkins has scored the goal on the power play that makes it 4-0 from Draisaitl and McDavid. McDavid's third assist of the game already, third assist of the playoffs. Connor McDavid's the top scorer in the NHL playoffs, and he's played less than half a hockey game. You'll love it. This one's going to go up off the glass, out into center ice, as Doughty will pick this one up with 10:42 to go in this second period of play. The pass to the near side, picked up by Kopitar across the line, blocked there by the Oilers, picked up by Perry back the other way, batting it down low to McLeod as Kane comes across the line. He's going to fire the shot off the side of the net. Now Desharnais whiffs on a shot, or actually faked the shot and then played it back down into the far side corner, as McLeod's looking for that pass in front. It's stolen away by the LA Kings. And this one will be across the line, picked up and knocked down low by Laferriere, picked up by Kopitar, back to Laferriere, far side for Roy at the blue line, as that's fired down in the near side corner now, and Kopitar back to the blue line. The one-timer by Spence, jamming away Kempe, but Stuart Skinner on top of the puck, and stoppage made. So there you have it. We're rolling along here tonight, friends. The Oilers doing a good job tonight, and you need to see the Oilers obviously keep it together here the rest of the way home, not get frustrated by any of the greasy stuff the LA Kings might try to do the rest of the way home, which rightfully so. If you're the Kings and you're down 4-0 in this second period, you start taking the expense shots at the Edmonton Oilers every chance you can get, because if you say this game's done, you've still got 6 to win 4. So you won't mind trying to take an opportunity, maybe a dumb penalty to hurt somebody or whatever. But it's a good 4-0 lead right now for the Oilers, and they got to maintain it here the rest of the way home. As friends, again, we're on commercial break, so I will remind you, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV, and staying tuned for the rest of this playoff series. Let me tell you, it's going to be a good time, judging by this, if the Oilers hold true to this 4-0 lead here in this hockey game as we continue along here tonight, friends. Just quickly checking the old watch time one more time as we continue to roll. 275 on the stream, so we should be well set up to get towards that final 500, no problemo tonight. So we are rolling here as the Oilers obviously battling along here, friends. Glad to have everybody along for the ride that's just joining the chat right now, as we're about ready to get back to action here as soon as this commercial break comes to an end. try and only send you 2 commercial breaks and in a period. So top performer for the GMC squad here, amongst the GMC trucks. It's going to be Zach Hyman tonight. I think is the top performer so far through this hockey game. As Zach Hyman's had a pretty stellar game, and Henrique's been pretty stellar as well. I think they're talking about the top line of Henrique, McDavid, and Hyman, in fact, as they have been hounding the pucks, and I think Henrique and Hyman are the perfect mixture of the Oilers' attack, you could say, as this one comes back now free inside the Kings zone all the way down to Cam Talbot. 9:54 to go in this second period of play as Perry across to the far side had thrown the check, and that allowed the Oilers in a scramble up in neutral territory to actually turn that puck over ultimately. And now Kane's trying to come away with this puck over to Perry. 2-on-1. Kane shoots, and Talbot, the save, squeezed onto it just in time to keep that one from going to the back of the net. 9:32 to go in this second period of play. And Byfield turned that puck over on a nice play there by McLeod, and Kane came back the other way. So unreal opportunity there. Evander Kane did his best and shot that puck pretty hard, but just couldn't get it under the arm of one Cam Talbot. 9:32 to go in this second period of play. 25-18 the shots on goal for the Edmonton Oilers here in this hockey game. Philip Deneau in the face-off dot, loses it back. The Oilers get the face-off win. The shot fired down low to the far side, picked up by the Oilers back to the blue line. Bouchard, shot on goal, save made by Talbot. Another 90-mile-an-hour shot on the register for Mr. Evan Bouchard. And with 9:24 to go in this second period, we'll have another whistle here. So we continue to play along as everybody's just tuning in here over the stream right now as we continue to go for the ride here. 9:24 remaining in this second period of play. Face off now for Connor McDavid in the top line inside the Kings zone. McDavid will be waved out in favor of Adam Henrique. 9:24 like I said on the clock, so plenty of time yet for the Kings to respond, plenty of time for the Oilers to bury him here. Poked out of the zone there by the LA Kings. Down low now for Hyman off the boards to the far side. Kings pick it up here on the attack. Over the far side, Arvidsson pounds a shot on goal. Stopped there by Stuart Skinner. Back to the blue line for Doughty. Far side pass. Shot fired towards the net. Scored. The LA Kings find the back of the net just like that and make it a 4-1 game. I cursed myself plenty of time, I said, for the Kings to respond. Well, just like that, right on cue they do. Just inside the first minute of the second half of this hockey game. A point shot here by the Kings that looks like it got through traffic and Skinner was coming over, but big time stops from Skinner all night, and just one ends up beating him there on a deflection, it looks like, up over top. So tough goal right there, but we've got 9:04 remaining in this second period. 26-20 to go here in this shot department so far. The Oilers off the face-off, win it back down low to the far side corner. 8:57 to go here in this second period. Puck continues to roll around. Shot fired towards Stuart Skinner. Save made with 8:51. Friends, we're looking for like number 125 on the stream, by the way, if you're just tuning in and haven't hit that like button yet. As I'm sure we're in for a good action-packed finish tonight, and I'd love to have everybody aboard for it. So that's the one thing you can definitely do to help me out with the live stream this evening. But first career NHL playoff goal for Mikey Anderson, who has suited up for quite a few games against the Edmonton Oilers over the course of his career. Face off now to the left of Stuart Skinner. Draisaitl going to take the draw. It's this one. We won back by the Oilers, picked up by Cody Ceci, 8:48, and it's now incumbent on the Edmonton Oilers to, of course, respond as quickly as possible here, make it 5-1, keep it a 4-goal lead, and just get this game out of reach, as now all of a sudden the mustache is irritating the nose again. And 8.5 remaining in this second period of play as Kopitar up across the line, far side over to Anderson. Anderson will fire it back inside on Stuart Skinner, can't get it going, and Kopitar back down low inside the Oilers zone over to Doughty. Doughty's going to look to fire the shot. It's a good deceptive couple of plays there by Nugent Hopkins, was able to interrupt the play, but the Kings keep it alive. Ultimately it ends behind the Oilers net. Draisaitl up off the wall, picked up there by Fogle. He'll bat down into the Kings zone. It will not have enough for icing. They waited it out too long. Kerry, welcome aboard, and We continue along here as this was in behind the LA Kings net to the far side. 7:52 bounced up into the neutral zone. The Kings back to the attack here across the line. Coming back inside the Kings zone. 7:44 to go in this second period of play. Far side pass for the Kings up along the wall now. The LA Kings across the Oilers line. Desharnais battles the man free. Lewis fires the shot up over top of the net. Near side pass. Spence down low. Picked up now by the shot from the point. Travels through traffic. And it goes to the back of the net. Oh boy. That is a 4-2 lead for the Oilers now. What was once a 4-0 lead is now 4-2. The LA Kings batted that one through traffic all the way. And somehow got that through. As that's a tough go there for the Oilers. That point shot again just gets through. And Skinner gets beat again. And that's just a good couple of shifts here from the Kings. And that one goes right through the middle of the lane there on the way to the net and just ends up hitting somebody and popping in through Skinner's 5-hole back in the net. See a better look here. Grundstrom fired it towards the net. It ended up hitting off of Lewis's butt end of his stick or glove hand and into the back of the net. So, oh boy, change of momentum here. Magic that much here for sure on. 7:25 to go here in this second period. And the Oilers and Kings kind of pausing here, trying to figure this one out. Maybe the Oilers thinking about challenging, possibly if we're taking our time here. But I don't think... Oh, the play is under review, so give me a matter of moments, friends. I'm going to go make sure I let the dog in. I'll be right back. Don't even have to put the dog to bed tonight. He's already made himself a nice bed on the couch. He's got a blanket. He's got a couple pillows. He's comfortable. He's good to go. So we don't have to worry about that at all. As friends, we'll wait to see what the verdict here is. As we're waiting to see this one. As Skinner's saying, challenge that, challenge that, challenge that, review that, review that. But Grundstrom fired it off the glove of Lewis. So I wonder if they say it's a punched in goal. As they are reviewing this one inside the NHL Situation Room in Toronto this evening. So good to see we've got the experts on the case. You know how that always is. So right now it remains 4-2 for the Oilers, but this goal might be erased here as this is going to be a critical challenge, well, a critical thing here. And I think that's a gloved in puck for the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers here. So the LA Kings might have this one wiped off the board there by Lewis. Is you know what, the way that puck bounced wasn't so natural, and I think that's a weird thing. I will tell you, this will be a goal simply because it's the Edmonton Oilers against a California team in the playoffs. That's my verdict. Is I expect the NHL to rule this one 4-2 for the Edmonton Oilers, but still that is just blatant. If they do not call this back, I'm going to be baffled here. I'm seeing good things out of the chat, so stay tuned, friends, but we are mulling this one over still here as this one is, oh, they got the body armor stuff. I will tell you, body armor ain't good. Not good at all. So we'll see what happens. As we'll get to Planta here for a moment. Cheering for that Canucks-Oilers series. I am cheering for it all day as well. I'm hoping it goes Canucks-Oilers and then somebody gets a chance to go to the Cup final. 50% chance anyway. Call on the ice. No goal! There you have it. Officially official on my end of things. I know 98% of you back home knew what was going on before I did, but there you have it. The Kings fans are literally punching air just like Trevor Lewis was punching that puck. It is a no-goal call for the LA Kings. It remains 4-1. And for us Edmonton Oilers fans, that is a huge victory. And obviously now, this game's starting to add up to be a whole bunch of a lot for the Edmonton Oilers. That's a good little delay in the hockey game too there to build up more time for us to watch, as we're already up to 2 hours and 29 minutes watched on this live stream here tonight. As 4-1 the game for the Oilers. 7:15 to go in this second period. Down low, McDavid in the far side corner in behind the Kings net, looking to the front of the net, can't get it going as it's battled up across the blue line by the LA Kings. 3-on-3 back into the Oilers zone, far side corner. Picked up by Ekholm. Along the boards now for Bouchard. Picked up by McDavid off the pass to Hyman now as it's tapped into the Kings zone. Hyman was buckled there by a Kings attacker. And this one now is 6:47 to go. Will come up the wall for Fiala. Trying to get it across the line. Bouchard does a good job defending. Near side pass over to Ekholm now. Busting right through the middle. Now to the left wing. Across the line. A shot fired and Talbot kind of just punched it away. Speaking of. 6:30 to go here as Nurse will fire the shot towards the net. It bobbles in front. Carrick getting it going. Can't get that job done. And this will continue to battle around the wall. Near side looking for something here. Picked up by the LA Kings. Battled to the middle of the ice. And the Kings will cross center and fire into the Oilers zone. Off the wall. Picked up and all the way back down to Cam Talbot here. As that will be an icing call. As it just slid just wide of the net with 6:05 to go in this first or second period of play. I am struggling tonight, as I always do in the second period. Friends, if you ever watch me broadcast an actual live hockey game, the second period scrambles my brains every which time. So don't worry about me misplacing the periods. We get everything corrected. It's on the scoreboard here down low. 6:05 to go in the second period. To the far side, picked up by the Oilers again. Doughty spins off the check there of Holloway. The shot fired, save made by Skinner. Falls on that puck, and that is his 22nd save of the hockey game. Nick, welcome aboard. As this is a good opportunity for the Kings to have gotten it to 4-2. It doesn't count, and the Oilers will take that away. Friends, I'm going to throw you on a commercial break, quickly run upstairs and refill the water bottle. Be right back. All right, my apologies, friends. Again, just leaving you there hanging for a brief moment, but had to go refill the old water bottle as we get things situated for this back half of this second period officially. As the Oilers and Kings continue to roll on here, as we'll have the two new head coaches get a little bit of airtime in this series, as Knobloch with the coaches Kootenay Ice, and then Jim Hiller with the Tri-City Americans. So interesting to see them have crossed paths before, way back when, as those are some retro jerseys for both teams back in the day. Kootenay Ice, by the way, that's a team that no longer exists. They are now over in Wenatchee Wild, I think is who they are now. So keep that in mind as well. So here we go. Chris Knobloch, Jim Hiller battling it out. And so far, Knobloch's had a pretty good start to this series, as this one's won back by the Oilers inside their own zone, near side board there, picked up by the Oilers. This one rolls around in the wall a couple of times over. I lost sight of it, actually, to be honest with you, as Darnell Nurse will take a jolt from Deneau. Near side pass in front by the Kings. Took a couple of turns, but couldn't find the back of the net there, and it'll remain 4-1 as Fogle loads the shot. Save made by, you betcha, Cam Talbot. And that will be a stop and play with 5:35 to go in this second period of play for the LA Kings and Edmonton Oilers. As we continue to roll on here, friends, we're just about approaching the 10 o'clock hour, and there's a potential we're done tonight's hockey game before 11:30. How about that? That could be interesting. So Dick's going to go cook a glass of water. You like it? All right, face off, near side. McDavid trying to get this going. He's going to be waved out, and it'll be Henrique coming in. 5.5 to go in this second period. 28-23 the shots on goal for the Oilers. There's been a lot of shots on goal in this hockey game, to my surprise, actually, considering how the LA Kings usually play things. This is going to go along the far side wall, picked up there by the Kings again, trying to keep possession, but it's stolen away by Henrique. Henrique's taken down there by the Kings, who will continue to play on without a whistle blowing, so no penalty on the play. This will now go along the far side wall, down in the far side corner, picked up by the Kings again, batted off the wall, picked up by Zach Hyman, and him and Henrique are out to center. As this is picked up now by Connor across the line. Connor McDavid tries to bust in, can't do it, as Henrique will try and drift this one down low. Doesn't come free for him. The Kings help it along and get out to center. Picked up now by Kulak. Kulak rolling around here inside his own zone. 4:48 to go in this second period of play. 28-23 the shots on goal. Far side pass banged in there by Perry to McLeod. The shot blocked in front as Kane was trying to pick this one going there. As the shot from Bouchard. He'll walk around. The shot in front there to McLeod. Couldn't find the back of the net down low. Now for the Oilers, Perry holding sway. The veteran savvy in behind the net, goes to the far side wall, back to the blue line. The shot fired, save made again by Talbot, who's now up to 25 on 29. So, Northern Farm Girl, thank you so much. And Peter, 4:20 left in the second period. Of course, for those of you that celebrate, it was just 2 days ago, in fact. So there you have it. As that's Bouchard whipping that shot over to McLeod, looking to try and get that one through. But 29 shots now for the Edmonton Oilers. Face off one back by the LA Kings. Back inside the Oilers zone off the board bounce. And it's flipped back out to center ice as both teams continue to roll around here up off the wall. Now picked up by the Oilers. Battling, being pushed off the puck by England, was one of the Edmonton Oilers, and still pushing there. I think that's Carrick. I don't think Carrick's the kind of guy England wants to anger here this evening. 3:55 across the line. Lewis is offside. We have a stoppage in play after the shot fired towards Stuart Skinner. So good to go. 3:54 to go in this second period of play. So, ooh. Water just caught me right there, actually. That was kind of tough, but we'll play on. As a lot of folks finding that old Los Angeles Kings live stream from earlier this season. I feel bad for them there. Hopefully they've found their way over here, and I'll be all at the end of the day, as this one is now going to be a face-off for Ryan McLeod. He's going to scramble it up to some degree here for the Edmonton Oilers and LA Kings. To the far side now for, or near side actually. Skinner cut that off, and it takes a bounce off the glass, and it's going to be picked up by Holloway. McLeod across the line. He's going to get it down low for Holloway, who's back on the line with Perry and McLeod. That's going to be kind of the alternating idea for the Oilers all series long, is get that Holloway-Kane combo going at different points of the game. And obviously Holloway up there now with McLeod and Perry right now, just trying to throw a little bit more speed at the LA Kings as Perry pushes it off the side of the net. Here's McLeod or Ekholm going down low, as McLeod and Holloway kind of tangling up down low as well to some degree. Back to the blue line now, picked up by Perry. Far side pass over to Bouchard, as here's Holloway as he'll help it along to Perry. These guys are moving the puck around faster than I ever anticipated for our third, fourth line. So here's Drysdale on the ice now with Perry and Holloway. Drysdale, a backhand flip towards the net, couldn't get it going. Bouchard holds sway at the blue line, backs up into the Oilers zone. He'll fire right up the gut, turn it over to Dubois, who fires it into the near side corner, and out to play it again. Stuart Skinner up along the wall for Fogle. Fogle, the now de facto top six forward for the Edmonton Oilers. He's earned that right, 20-goal season. This is going to be up off the boards. Roy down inside the LA Kings zone. 2.5 to go in this second period of play. Puck up along the wall by Gavrikov. Turnover for a brief moment by Fogle. Near side pass over to Roy. Roy again try and start forward here for the LA Kings, cutting through the middle. Across the ice, the shot loading here for the Kings isn't going to hit the net, as Drysdale eventually poked it free, and he'll backhand up off an LA King and out to play with 2:10 to go in this second period of play. Friends, as Margaret's saying, this one's been fantastic thus far for the Edmonton Oilers, and now all of a sudden it looks like that Jay Woodcroft video is starting to gain some traction here talking about who's going to hire him next. So 2:10 to go in this second period to play. The LA Kings trying to get something going here late in the period, and obviously too the Edmonton Oilers trying to escape with a 4-1 lead. Carrick into the face-off dot. He'll get his stick down into the far side corner. Bouchard has it poked off his stick. Quickly to recap, and that spins in front and back of the net for the LA Kings. It is officially, this time, you can count it 4-2 for the Kings, cutting into the Oilers' lead by half officially at this point of the hockey game. 2:04 to go. Bouchard looking at the Jumbotron, trying to figure out what went wrong there. And this one just bats in front as Ekholm comes to play that puck. And I think it hits off of Bouchard's skate as he was trying to stop in front. And that's a tough go for the Oilers as Bouchard, no, actually I think it was batted home by the stick of Quinton Byfield. So Bouchard just didn't tangle up Byfield's stick. I don't know, that's tough. They got to slow that down there for me. But the Oilers action definitely have to get back to the attack here. Now officially having given up the last 3 goals. One didn't count albeit, but the Oilers have to get something going here as this picked up by Hyman. Hyman will start the attack forward. The Oilers need something out of their other 3 lines in this hockey game outside of the Oilers' top unit of Henrique, Hyman, and McDavid. McDavid to the attack, spinning, looking for that pass again. Pushing in front, Hyman off the pads of Talbot. Near side for McDavid again, down low, trying to get past Kopitar. Hyman picks it off on the pass to the middle of the ice by Kopitar. That was a dumb pass, as this one's going to be Hyman battling Gavrikov now. Henrique, the Oilers' top line, doing something here down low against the Kings. This is flipped out. Takes a funny hop in the middle of the ice and stays alive for the Kings. No icing call there. Oilers near side. Bouchard back to Ekholm. Ekholm with a $1:05 to go will load up Ryan McLeod, who tips into the Kings zone. Talbot out to play it, is able to get it just off an LA Kings defender and back into the near side corner. Picked up now by the Kings. Dano is going to fire this one to the far side. Doughty across the line. Kings smell blood crossing the line as this one's Kulak battling here. Doughty takes a hard bump there from the Oilers, and this is a nice pass out to Evander Kane. 2-on-1 Ryan McLeod as Kane fires off the pads of Cam Talbot. Just couldn't get that going. So this one across now for the Kings. Arvidsson fires it towards the net, picked up by Desharnais. Desharnais with 26 seconds to go. Desharnais is dumped there by the Kings. Picking in front of the net, it was Kane, and it looks like we are going to have a penalty against the LA Kings for the interference on Desharnais, who is, ooh, he's feeling that one. Yes, indeed, Desharnais is feeling that one. That was a tough battle there, and the Kings will go to the penalty kill here. I think maybe they just shot themselves in the foot a little bit here. Taking a dumb penalty did Trevor Moore, throwing Desharnais down to the ice on that check. Desharnais hurting. Nurse is watching him. Oh, that's a sketchy hit there by the Kings. Like I said, when they're down, they were going to start taking some shots at the Oilers players, and that's a little bit of a sketchy play there by Moore, trying to clip Desharnais to some degree with the hips and knee and all that down low on the big man Desharnais. The Oilers to the attack here with a few seconds to go in the period. I think they're going to escape without giving up a goal. The Kings, the shot from Bouchard doesn't come in. Now back. Bouchard pumps it on net. Blocked in front by the LA Kings. Cleared out into the Oilers zone. Stuart Skinner taps it ahead to Bouchard. That will do it for this second period of play, friends, as the Edmonton Oilers escape the second period up 4-2. So all told, not the worst period of play, but definitely not as good of a period of play as, well, I guess you could say that first. So for the Oilers and Kings, after 2 periods of play, friends, 30 shots on goal for the Oilers, 24 for the LA Kings, 47 hits for the Kings, 33 for the Oilers. So we're getting out hit heavily, but thankfully for the Oilers, we're plus 30 already. And how about this? 32 face-off wins for the Oilers against the LA Kings, 23. And now we'll have a power play to kickstart this third period here soon, as the giveaways 5 apiece, 10 takeaways for the Oilers, 14-11 the block shots for the Edmonton Oilers. So we continue along here this evening. into the intermission portion. I'm quickly going to run, grab a quick snack, try and work out the jaw, and we'll be right back, friends, with the favorite game for playoff time. We'll be right back. All right, friends, let's do the second intermission portion, shall we? Simply done, simply said. Let's get to this, as the Edmonton Oilers may be about to show up for their best period of play, according to you guys in the chat. So let's see what the Oilers have in store for us here in this third period upcoming. But for right now, friends, we're rolling along what's been a good start to the playoffs thus far. To give you an update on the old watch time as we continue along here tonight, we continue to see things elevate. I was kind of figuring we'd be about that 3 minutes and 38 seconds by the end of the live stream. Well, right now as it currently sits, we are at 3:45, so we're factoring in there pretty well, and we are sitting at 358 hours watched on the stream. So we've got 142 hours to go, and about well, like I said, we'll be done just shortly after 11:30, so somewhere around there. We got an hour and 20 to go, so yeah, we got time to get those numbers up there for sure. As we continue in here, like I said, recapping the goal scoring here for both teams. The LA Kings scoring the last 2 goals to make it 4-2. Mikey Anderson from Drew Doughty and Victor Arvidsson. Adrian Kempe from Quinton Byfield, your most recent goal. Nugent Hopkins on the power play from Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. Right, I guess Nuge does have a goal, but again, it's your top unit in some sort of fashion getting a goal. And then McDavid, Henrique to Hyman. Henrique from Hyman and Bouchard, and then Hyman from Connor McDavid and Evan Bouchard. So Bouchard with a pretty big night so far, 2 points. McDavid with his usual kind of 3-point night. And the Oilers looking onward to a 4-2 lead into this third period of play, so plenty to play for yet in this hockey game's third period. So the Oilers got to find a way to get this job done here tonight, and obviously that starts with getting the next save and getting the next goal, right? You want to make sure you pound in your first opportunity on the power play against the LA Kings in that third period, and life will be just dandy. So Oilers have plenty of time to make that happen. I promise you that as we continue along here, friends. Stuart Skinner, how many shots has he faced? Well, he's faced 24 tonight, and he's had 22 saves. So Skinner's been dialed in. You can't really fault him on either of the 2 goals. Kind of some bad puck luck on the one from Mikey Anderson coming through traffic and just kind of squeaks through there on the short side when he thought it was going to the middle. And now we'll see what the Oilers can do with it. Purple, welcome aboard. As Boo, welcome in as well as we continue to go here. 2:05 to go here in this second period. And that one off of Kempe is just a tough one there as it kind of comes backdoor. Bouchard didn't take the stick away and ends up going in the back of the net. So we'll see what happens here. Margaret, 11-11 in Manitoba. Well, I'll tell you, if they make it to the third round, they will play 2 hours earlier, and in the second round too, there's sometimes an opportunity to play an hour earlier on a Saturday or Sunday if all goes according to plan. So what do we know here for this one as the LA Kings continue to lose here against the Edmonton Oilers, but the Dallas Stars have made it a 4-3 game. So They're talking about more with the cheap shot on Desharnais. That one is tough right there for sure, and hopefully Desharnais is good. But let's see what we have here. Is nothing else right now. When the puck has been directed, batted, or thrown in the net by an attacking player other than with a stick, when this occurs, it is deemed to be deliberately done. Then the decision shall be no goal. You like to see it. So, do anything else here that we need to know? The Moss Pit reacts to the goal called off. That's an exciting moment right there. And apparently they had a Donaire gun, like the t-shirt cannon. They had a Donaire gun at the game, according to Oilers Nation. I don't think there's anything else we really need to be aware of here in this hockey game's second period so far. So we'll see what the Edmonton Oilers can do for us as we continue down the stretch here tonight against the LA Kings. Anybody that has had a chance, how's Jack sounded over on the 6:30 call? I'm sure 6:30 Chet has been rocking this evening alongside Jack Michaels and Bob Stauffer, calling you some good playoff hockey. Had an opportunity to listen to Bob here this afternoon for a little bit before Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic and I got things going. So, Josh, it is 1 goal lead now for the LA King or Vegas Golden Knights. I always confuse those two in my head too from last year. But yeah, that's good news there for the Oilers as well. So we continue along here tonight. William, welcome in as well. I don't think there's really much to recap. So friends, that's where I'll turn it over to you this evening. What I will say before we do this, if you're new to the channel, we do this quite regularly during the playoffs, is ask you where in the world you're from, right? As you don't have to give me specifics, you don't have to give me the full details. If you just want to say country, if you want to say side of the world, you want to say top, bottom of the world, whatever you want to say, let me know in the comments section where you're tuning in from tonight. Get a little shout out out there for you. It's always fun to see where everyone's tuning in from across from the world. And for those of you that can't tell me where you're tuning in from, can't really chat because you don't have a YouTube account, I want to say right now a heartfelt thank you for being aboard for the ride here on the channel tonight and throughout the rest of the playoffs if you intend on being back, because it's absolutely fantastic to have people that can't even chat, can't interact, but decide to hang out nonetheless and enjoy, well, what I think is the play-by-play call of the Oilers game. Rose, welcome in from Vancouver. Magic, of course, tuning in from Edmonton as well. That'll probably be your most popular answer, is somewhere in Alberta. I can give away that detail already. As Brian seconding a vote for Edmonton. Steve tuning in from Crossfield, which one of these days I got to get up there and get on the ball diamonds when it's not windy as heck. Thomas tuning in from New Zealand. Friends, for those of you that don't know, we have a pretty good healthy contingent of Oilers fans over there in New Zealand, and a pretty healthy contingent of Albertans that I know in New Zealand as well. So here we have it. Dr. Acula, of course, right? Always with the dot. Tuning in from Pennsylvania. Glad to see you back aboard in the stream. Is Matt tuning in from Edmonton. Peter's along for the ride from Washington, D.C. Alan tuning in from Saskatoon this evening. So friends, like I said, a very well varied bunch of folks. As Purple's tuning in from Nova Scotia as well. As Steve's plays ball in Crossfield. Okay, there you have it. There you have it. And I actually just checked in on Steve's profile picture there. That makes way more sense on what's going on there. I like it. I like it. As Johnny tuning in from Edmonton as well, as we get everybody aboard here for the ride. I actually never explained that to myself before. Sandbox from Winnipeg. Friends, that's the other side too. The Prairies get a lot of representation here on the channel. I think overall the viewership on Dolynny TV is over 80% Canadian. So that's an exciting little fact in the background for those of you there. So keep that in mind. And Josh tuning in from Bakersfield. Go for the Condors. Go for the Condors. Playoffs start on Wednesday, and hopefully you have Mr. Yes, indeed, Philip Broberg back in the lineup here for the playoffs once the Condors get to it on Wednesday night. I think it's just a precautionary thing in case something like what happened against Vinny Desharnais in that second period happens in this first hockey game of the playoffs. The Oilers would then instead decide to keep Philip Broberg around and allow him to get some playoff time with the Edmonton Oilers. So, Avery tuning in from Edmonton, thank you for being aboard. As we continue along here, friends, Williams just going for the Oilers. I like it, I like it. And I don't think there's much else to really add here, as I think we're going to fizzle down here as it's 12:17 out here on the coast. So, yeah, East Coast tough life there, Peter, but I know you're going to stick with me until at least things get crazy late tonight if the Oilers indeed choke this one and have to go to overtime for it. So hopefully not the case this evening. As Margaret, rooting for Canadian teams this year, yes, that is the big thing here for us all this evening and throughout the playoffs, is just rooting for the fact that if you math it out right, I think based on how the first rounds are going to go, the Oilers, any Canadian team has about 50% shot of making the Cup final this year, so that would be fantastic to see, right? You assume that the Winnipeg Jets, you assume the Edmonton Oilers and Vancouver Canucks are all going to probably make it through to the second round just based on what's happened in their first game of each series. Obviously, the Oilers have to decide things here, but history dictates against the Kings to some degree as well. But for the Toronto Maple Leafs, I think they're the ones most in danger of losing their first round. So we'll see what happens. As Zach, Oilers looking like they're trying to coast and letting off the gas again. That is a concern, but third period's the Oilers' best period traditionally this season, so we'll see if they want to get this going. So, of course, Northern Farm Girl out on the countryside outside of Edmonton, and Gary tuning in from Saskatoon as well. Thanks for being aboard. As we'll see what they can do here. Continuing along, CDN cheering for the Vancouver Canucks to some degree by the looks of it as well. As I'm sure we'll have a lot of Canucks fans nervously watching our series, trying to figure out what the Edmonton Oilers might bring against the Canucks should that series end up happening for both teams here next round. As we continue along here, friends, I don't think there's really much else to add here in the intermission other than it's a 4-2 hockey game for the Oilers. 30-24 the lead in shots for the Oilers, 47-33 the hits for the Kings, 32-23 the face-offs for the Oilers. And oh, by the way, 5-5 the giveaways for both teams, 10-4 the takeaways for the Edmonton Oilers, 14-11 the block shots as well. So the Oilers have done a good job covering the front. Henrique talking to Gene Principe here on the broadcast. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Adam Henrique, Zach Hyman, Philip Deneau, and Trevor Moore, all guilty of penalties so far in this hockey game. And you got to think here as well, Trevor Moore is not wanting to be the guy that takes that greasy shot at Desharnais, gives up the goal that likely would cement an Oilers victory, and then pretty much toast the Kings in game one. So 1 minute to go in Dallas. Thank you for the update there, Peter. It is 4-3 for the Vegas Golden Knights. Need to see what happens there. And Trent, welcome aboard as well. So we'll see what happens here. So we're going to have the old panel talk things over on the Hockey Night in Canada Control one more time here, as they're going to talk about the low bridge hit here on Desharnais. And yeah, you know what, from that angle, that should definitely be a game as Moore deliberately targeted him with the hit towards the knee. So you like to see that one as hopefully for the Oilers things get going. As truly, what are my thoughts on the Hyman's contract? I think it's been an absolute steal for the Edmonton Oilers. Logan Thompson, that is some bad goaltending there on that glove save, knocking it off the post and in. So tough go there for the Vegas Golden Knights, but they got to try and find a way to win that hockey game still here. So we're going to have one last commercial break, and then we're going to get to this hockey game's third period, as we'll try and finish this one off here this evening. So I don't think there's anything else to really say here. Eric, welcome in back to the playoffs. Yes, indeed, that's obviously what we were all very concerned about at the start of the year. What was a very good start to the season traditionally, or also a very good end of the season, was in doubt because the Oilers just straight up didn't show up through the first 15 games. Vegas wins the game 4-3, so they take a 1-0 lead. I think they're one of the first whole road teams outside of the Toronto Maple Leafs to win a game to start the series. So interesting to see there, as well as we're going to see the Oilers get back underway here. Zach, thank you for watching from work. By the way, I assume we have quite a few folks tuning in from work, or at least checking the score from work. And I appreciate you choosing me to do that with. So I don't think there's anything else to really mention here, as we should be rock and roll, as Brad Isbister gets a jersey mention in the crowd at Rogers Place today, as Kevin Bieksa broke down the Oilers power play with a special message to Elliot Friedman for some reason, as I don't listen to the the old audio there. That's what I'm pointing to my ear for. But the jackpot for the 50-50 tonight is at $1.7 million. Pretty crazy, and that's really all we got there, is the Vegas Golden Knights secure game one of their series as they try to push through the Central Division and find a way to get into the Western Conference Final to perhaps face the Edmonton Oilers for a second year in a row. We continue along here, as we'll see where we go as how we're rolling tonight, friends. As cheesy, yes, it's been a fantastic game so far for the Edmonton Oilers. We're hoping for the Oilers it finishes up to be a fantastic game. Obviously a lot in danger here, friends, but as well, if you're new to the channel, I want one last time before we get into the nitty-gritty of the third period to tell you, consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Would love to have you aboard for the rest of the series, for the rest of the playoffs, and potentially going into the off season and the rest of the year. We actually, for those Kings fans that sit here and maybe this guy isn't likable, maybe this guy is too much of an Oilers fan for me, well, I'll tell you, we've had some of your fellow fans stay tuned here on the channel throughout the regular season this year and stay hanging out with us. So I really appreciate those of you down in LA hanging out with me all season long. And now we get an ultimate payoff, another opportunity to do it here again for 7 or less games in this one. So truly, thoughts on the Hyman contract. Like I said, it's an absolute steal. It's been fantastic for the Edmonton Oilers and continues to be so tonight. So here we go, friends. $1.8 million now is the 50-50 jackpot for the Edmonton Oilers. That thing continues to climb. So we'll see what happens here. So we're going to see what the Oilers can do now as the hockey game obviously heading towards the third period. We're just about there. 133 likes on the ledger as well. If you haven't already hit that like button, make sure to do that. As Zach Hyman at center ice. He's got just the barely little bit of dust there on the mustache, as this one will be ready to rock and roll here for the Oilers and Kings to begin this third period of play. Plenty to be decided to hear. The Kings only down by 2 goals entering this period. They can very easily find a way to tie it up here this evening, as we'll have things kind of rushed over on the ice one more time, as it looks like the Zamboni kind of left some weird ice markings out there. They're going to get the ice repair. That looks really, really nasty out there on the ice. They're just going to let it go. Far side off the boards as the Oilers win the face-off. Tied up and back down low. It comes to Evan Bouchard. The power play in full effect for the next $1.30 actually. Draisaitl with the puck. He'll look to pass this one back to Connor McDavid, rushing in through the zone. McDavid to the attack. Here's Draisaitl. Back over now for McDavid. McDavid looking. McDavid down low into the near side corner now for Draisaitl, looking to set up the attack off the pads of Talbot. A sneaky good little shot there. Bouchard back down low to the near side for Draisaitl. Back down now to McDavid. McDavid near side boards. Drifts back down to Draisaitl. Draisaitl the Oilers power play. No goal yet, as Bouchard will come out of the zone. Picked up now by Connor McDavid. McDavid rolling around here. Over to the far side as the Oilers gain the line. Here's Bouchard looking for the puck. Draisaitl near side. Draisaitl looking for that puck again. He'll drift down low to McDavid. McDavid in front. Back over to Bouchard. Draisaitl down low there. Draisaitl the shot. Scores! Oh my goodness! What a rip dry! The Oilers lead 5-2 just like that. 18:52 to go in the third period, and the Oilers have found a way to score. You betcha, I had these queued up just perfect. Draisaitl almost on the goal line, rips that one home, and the Edmonton Oilers take the commanding 5-2 lead. As you like to see that right there. What a goal there for the Oilers. My goodness, huge one as the Oilers find a way to get that going on the one-timer there from Draisaitl, pretty much a step off the goal line and fires it top shelf over the shoulder of Cam Talbot, and the Oilers lead, like I said, 5-2. You love to see it. 18:48 to go in this third period. Now the Oilers just have to really show up here the rest of the way home. Magic, I wish you didn't, but yeah, this is this is absolutely fantastic. That's fantastic. I do appreciate the comment. Here's this one across the line. The Oilers continue to get to the attack. 18:27 to go in the third period. Down low into the Oilers zone. The puck comes. Picked up by Stuart Skinner. Draisaitl gets another point. McDavid, Bouchard. McDavid picks up assist number 4, as this one is now Bouchard with 3 assists in the hockey game as well. Back across the line. Perry down low. As I can't believe I've hit 4 for 4 to some degree on those foam blockers this night. This is fantastic. I'm gonna have to draft up some more of them. 17:54 to go in the third period. Trevor Moore plays ahead. He's gonna fire down low into the Oilers zone. As this up along the wall, Moore is gonna battle back to the point now. This one, shot fired, blocked in front by the LA Kings. Picked up by Nano down low. As it's off the wall now for Moore, who obviously victimized on a bad penalty for the LA Kings by trying to low bridge one Vinny Desharnais. Is this picked up again by the Oilers? Picked up now by Kulak. Fired up off the wall as Fogle will chip up off the wall and out of the zone. Pushing down low is Holloway. Holloway along the wall, spun off the puck there. Still got it to the front of the net in a shot attempt for Fogle, as Carrick will try and push this one to the outside, and Bouchard's able to come up with this puck. He's ran into the boards. This is going to be again a couple of heavy checks inside the Oilers zone by the LA Kings. Janmark picking up the puck. He's run up along the wall there by the Kings, pushing back the other way. Lizotte tapped off his stick. Bouchard inside his own zone, near side corner, gets the rough around from the LA Kings, and the Oilers back out to center. Here's Kane trying to push it through the middle of the ice across the line. Gets down low. He's taken to the ice, still battling there against the Kings. Janmark's able to pick it up. Back to the point now, near side, blue line for Ceci. The shot to the front of the net. Kane up over top of the net, goes wide of the net. And this one's going to be fired now near side, picked up by McDavid over the far side. Nurse fires the shot. Puck bounces right into the slot area. Kings able to come up with it as Kopitar picks it up. 16:16 to go in this third period of play. As this one goes out of the zone for the Kings, up through the middle of the ice, right onto Stuart Skinner. Nurse will pick it up and get it onto Ceci's tape. Picking along the wall as this one continues to come along, and here's now Hyman. Hyman's going to tap this one into the near side corner. 15:50 to go in this third period of play. Picked up by Ceci. Ceci battling there. Hyman down low to the far side wall. As this continues now along the wall, as it just, again, the Oilers melting clock here inside the zone with continuing to go here as this comes near side. Kings will pick it up. Down low inside the Kings zone. They are not solving much here. 15:25 to go here as this one goes up the middle. As the television will cut out for a brief moment. This game's ran overtime, and the Oilers will get credit on the power play here for the setup. 18 for 38 on power play since 22 playoffs. What an opportunity there for the Oilers to secure the power play goal, as that was a beauty of a pass by McDavid down low to Draisaitl, finding the back of the net. Don, welcome aboard as well. The Oilers are doing their best here. 15:11 to go in this third period of play, friends, and we got to secure the victory here. 5-2 the score for the LA Kings. Opponent, the Edmonton Oilers, leading this hockey game right now. As I'm going to quickly take a second off the face-off. The Oilers able to win it there. Continuing to do battle along the near side. Picked up by the Kings inside their own zone. Near side for Dubois. Dubois will fire it inside the zone. And this is the weird part. We haven't really had these comfortable moments for the Oilers in the playoffs. The shot fired towards the net, blocked in front. Arvidsson has it tipped off his stick to the far side. The Kings need some pressure here. They've got 25 shots in this hockey game tonight. And they need to find a way, as the Kings will take a holding call, and Spence will get shoved out of the zone there by Fogle. With 14:40 to go in this third period of play, the Oilers will get another power play, and it's Dubois again taking another penalty here for the Kings. So a tough go there, as we knew he was going to be captain, you-know-what, for the Kings this series likely, but Dubois takes a weak hold. I will agree it's a pretty weak hold there against Dubois, but nonetheless, they call it in favor of us, and we'll take it. 2 for 3 on the power play, 9 shots on net through 3 power plays. So we'll take what we can get, as this will be a face-off now to the left of Cam Talbot. 5-2 the goals for the Oilers tonight so far, as Draisaitl wins it to the boards. From one back now to Bouchard, as Nugent Hopkins tries to get it back over to Draisaitl, who steals the puck away from the Kings, who tried to clear. Hyman bats it up off the wall, picked up by McDavid, back to the blue line. Picked up now by Bouchard. Bouchard looking to rip the shot through traffic. Just kind of let that drifting wrister go that he's got. And almost found the back of the net here. 14:18 to go in the third period. Picked up by McDavid across the line. McDavid pushing down deep. He's spun off the puck there by the Kings, who can't get it out. Nuge with a nice move around, maneuvered. Back down low to Draisaitl, to McDavid, down below the goal line. McDavid near side pass to Draisaitl, picking it up now McDavid. McDavid looking back to the point. The shot loading for Bouchard, in on net. Finds Talbot in the crease. And there's all kinds of pushing and shoving in the crease. Bouchard with a 91.6 mile an hour shot. Just couldn't find the back of the net right there. But what an opportunity in front. So McDavid just absolutely bodied up by the LA Kings, gets right back up. Doughty swallowed him up alongside Mikey Anderson, and that was a big time collision there in front of the net, but McDavid able to get to it. Talbot's been down in the crease a couple times on a couple Bouchard point shots, so you like to see what Bouchard's doing out there. 13:52 to go in this third period. Puck now for the face-off, as it's shot down low to the far side boards. Picked up now by Draisaitl. Bouchard in front now to McDavid. McDavid backdoor tippity tap. Oh boy! Zach Hyman just did it, baby. That's a hat trick. 6-2 for the Edmonton Oilers. And talk about a game tonight at Rogers Place. The Hats raining down in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs for the Edmonton Oilers. There's a hard hat on the ice. There's some pom-poms on the ice. And look at that, 13:43 to go in this third period of play, as the Oilers ice crew just can't believe how many hats are raining down. Everybody needs a new lid tonight, and they're going to go get that Oilers playoff deal, I'm sure. 5 assists for Connor McDavid, as he brings home the 6th goal of the game. The Oilers absolutely electric tonight. A big time game here. 13:43 to go in this third period of play. Who said they'd feel comfortable if it got to 6? Well, it is at 6 for the Oilers now. So Zach Hyman, talk about a guy coming up with a performance tonight, as that was just a beauty for the Oilers. And I mean, Zach Hyman, he knew it was going in the second he touched that puck. But what an absolute electric pass there from Connor McDavid. And Hyman, he had all the time in the world to watch that cross the line, as nobody was going to stop that one backdoor. McDavid's vision finds him, and Hyman just basically says, that's going in. Points to McDavid, hat tricks start flying, and Drew Doughty can't believe it. He is upset with that result, but the Oilers up 6-2, 13:43 to go in this third period. And yeah, we are good to go. As Zach Hyman, I don't think he kicked that in. I think he angled that in with the old stick blade. And there you have it. They're announcing the goal in the building, I think, as the Oilers fans are chanting all on their feet right now, as the Hats continue to rain down at Rogers Place. My goodness, we are going to have a 20-minute delay here. This is wild. So Oilers fans absolutely enjoying this. They need so many buckets to get this off the ice. There's still hats coming down. Oh boy, there's hats caught in the netting. There's everything, as Zach Hyman is enjoying the heck out of it alongside Evander Kane, who's having a good chat. Friends, thank you so much for being aboard here for this ride tonight. It's been a fantastic ride so far, but as we continue along here, I'm going to quickly give you a quick watch time update as we're at this marker right now. We are at 433 hours on the stream, so I can tell you safely put we are going to cross that 500-hour mark if all goes according to plan the rest of the way home. They've gone to commercial break at Rogers Place. Thank you for being aboard tonight again. I will tell you, make sure to hit that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV as well. Just a quick reminder where we're at with that this evening as we get into the later portions of tonight's broadcast. 15,250 subscribers, so thank you for hanging out with me here on the live stream this evening. And obviously as well, we're having a good time as 5 assists for Connor McDavid. And Lucy, what chaos is going crazy right now? Well, this is Oilers playoff hockey that we've been waiting to see for a long time. So it's Zach Hyman from Connor McDavid and Evan Bouchard. So give Evan Bouchard, by the way, 4 assists in the hockey game tonight. Connor McDavid with 5. Zach Hyman a hat trick and 4 points. And then, of course, you've got everything else breaking on down from there. But what an unreal sequence of events this evening as the top line players have come and shown up, Kerry. This is the year, well, I'm going to tell you, it's early for those proclamations, but the Oilers definitely looking in good shape to begin things tonight in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs for 2024. I'm liking what I am seeing thus far, and I'm hoping to see more of it the rest of the way home tonight. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here, but it is absolutely good to see. They've cleaned up the ice here. They're going to shovel it off. We got 13:43 to play in this third period of play. Of course, anything can still happen. It is the Stanley Cup playoffs after all, and as the Kings fans are coming out a little bit stunned by what they're seeing tonight, I will tell you, it's quite simple, right? There's still plenty of time left on the clock for anything to happen, but for the Oilers tonight, it looks like an effort that's going to be a win should they hold on and play the game they have been playing through, well, basically 47 minutes. Is hat trick at Rogers Place, one of the best traditions in sports, says Tony Brar. And 5 assists for McDavid, 4 assists for Bouchard, and a Hyman hat trick. You've got to believe that right there, as it has been a fantastic night. 13th Oiler with a playoff hat trick for Zach Hyman. First career hat trick in the playoffs for Zach Hyman. So he's been scoring a lot of goals as an Edmonton Oiler. He's had 54 in the regular season, now up to 57 all told on the 2023-2024 NHL calendar, plus whatever he scored in the preseason, but who counts that? As it's Drew Doughty talking things over with Evander Kane, as both teams trying to figure things out at center ice here to get things going. I assume Kane and Holloway will get a lot of minutes here late in this hockey game now. Carrick will probably see the ice quite a bit, as both teams still mulling around here to some degree. So here we go. Are we set for this one? Are we ready to go? The building is shaking here. Literally, quite literally, the building is erupting again as we are about to have the face-off at center ice, and the Oilers restore the 4-goal lead just like that in this second period of play. Couple of costly penalties, and back to it we go. So this one down into the Oilers zone, picked up by the Oilers, fired out in the neutral territory. Here comes Kane. He's wheeling and dealing, firing the shot off the pads of Cam Talbot. It'll go up and out of play, and that will be a stoppage for this one. But the Oilers obviously continue to do a good job here tonight. Obviously Cam Talbot's had a pretty tough night in net, but the Oilers' attack's been pretty good, so I can't fault Cam Talbot this evening too much. So we'll see what happens here. So this one around behind the net to the far side, 13:25 to go in the third period play. 36 shots though for the Oilers, so pretty impressive there as well. As this picked up by Perry, across the line now. Byfield fires the shot towards the goaltender for the Edmonton Oilers, Stuart Skinner, but this one goes back, picked up now as this goes in behind, as Ryan McLeod fires to the far side. 13:03 to go in this third period of play. Played out of the zone there, and this will be picked up 4-on-1 for the Oilers. Back the other way, Kane mishandles the puck over to Ceci. Talbot's way out of the net, played back in front. The Oilers Couldn't find the front of the net though on that one, as it's a wraparound opportunity. Puck's played out now by the LA Kings. Byfield fires it up off the boards and then takes a good shove from Darnell Nurse as this one comes back to the blue line area for the Oilers. 12:35 to go in this third period of play. Puck settles right on the line for the Oilers. Good play there by Hyman. Hyman's going to roll across the line, down low again off the wall. It picks up from Connor McDavid. Back to the blue line. Bouchard pounds the shot on. He's had 1,000,001 shot attempts tonight, one could say, as this fired towards the net. 12:15 to go here in this third period of play. Ekholm fires up along the wall. It's tipped into the Kings zone. Gavrikov with the puck near side, picked up by Roy. Roy will tap it along the wall for Fiala as Ekholm to the far side corner backhands it along the wall. This one taps along now to the blue line, picked up by Arvidsson. Fired back down to Ekholm. 11:50 to go in this third period of play. Puck bounced up off the wall. Hyman down low now to Talbot, as this will be Gavrikov. And this game just got a whole bunch more comfortable for the Edmonton Oilers, one could say. Now up 6-2 and obviously restoring the 4-goal lead. As it's tapped up along the wall there for Desharnais. Puck is picked up by Kulak. Kulak's going to wheel around his own zone. Picked up by Desharnais. It was good to see out there again for the Oilers, as this one up the wall to the near side. Picked up across the line now. The shot from Janmark doesn't come. He's got Talbot out of the crease. The Oilers, though, can't capitalize. Here's Janmark. Can't pull the trigger on the one-timer. And this whole bunch of discombobulation here from the Oilers' fourth line that just can't seem to pull the trigger on a good shot on net. Some good moves, though, as Desharnais will fire down low. Picked up now by Sam Carrick. Carrick along the wall. Keep going, keep going, keep going to the far side point. Picked up by Desharnais. The shot drifts on net. Save made by Talbot as Holloway's pushed in front. And now Holloway's going to jam into Lizott's grill. We'll have a stoppage in play. And now Carrick's going as well in front of the net. You like to see it. Both teams getting agitated here late in this hockey game. So both teams having a good go this evening. And hopefully for both teams a clean, good finish to this hockey game, so as nothing gets too far out of control. We're at 457 hours live on the stream tonight, friends. So we're about to push that 500-hour mark here in a matter of moments. So 10:48 to go in this third period of play, as we have the face-off to the right side of Cam Talbot. As this face-off will be down, and that's an opportunity now for Doughty to clear the zone back inside the Oilers' end. That's Trevor Moore to the puck. He's routed out there by Cody Ceci, who's had a good job, good game physically tonight, as the voice now starting to fail me to some degree, as Fogel's trying to work this one out. Turned over. Moore's going to fire the shot towards the net. Doesn't go on net. Now Darnell Nurse battling in the corner. Tries to come up with that puck. Down on the puck, I think, is Deneau, as Moore's getting worked over by Draisaitl as well. Picked up by the Oilers to the near side. Bounced out of the zone back into the Oilers' end. And Darnell Nurse says the Kings are offside. We'll pick up that puck and get it going, as Nurse will crowd everybody back into the zone as quickly as possible here to try and regather the troops, and leave it now for Connor McDavid as the Oilers rush up the ice across the blue line. McDavid to the far side, across into the Oilers' offensive zone. McDavid wheeling and dealing. Wraparound opportunity. Can't find the back of the net. And this is now 9:49 to go here in this third period of play. Puck takes a hop. The Oilers will bat it back in. Nice safe play by Desharnais. A little deceptive fan of the stick, maybe on purpose. 9:39 to go in the third period. 38-26 the shots on goal. Desharnais is going to go along the wall. He's bounced and he is hurting. That was a big boy pop right there along the wall there by the LA Kings, as Desharnais definitely got the worst of it. 9:24 to go here in this third period to play. 38-26 the shots on goal. Desharnais wheeling and dealing to the far side as the Oilers will jam it into the LA Kings zone with 9:14 to go. So Gavrikov near side. Dubois picks it up. Byfield along the wall. The Oilers back down low into their own zone. Bouchard there with Corey Perry in support. Byfield buckles him, and the shot fired towards the net, blocked in front or tipped just wide by Dubois, one of the two. And the Oilers will clear out to center here. 8:50 remaining in the third period. The Oilers have a long way to go to finish this game off, but also not too long at all, as we're just about to cross the 7,000 view mark here on the live stream, by the way, as it's tapped just wide of the net there by the Oilers sticks on the defensive side. And the Oilers will look to clear this one out to center as it's puck played ahead by McLeod. Tapped down low inside the Kings zone as Roy will take the hard hit there. As this one goes up along the far side wall. Kings fire the shot. Save made by Skinner. That's a huge stop right there. As Lizotte first one of the puck off the rebound as it's directed back down low by Englund. Far side now back in behind. Wraparound attempt off the pads of Skinner. Shot loading here for the Kings far side. This game is ratcheting up. The Kings responding quite well here since the 6-2 goal for the Edmonton Oilers. Back up off the wall. Picked up by the Oilers. 2-on-2 back the other way to the far side. Winger shot fired. Cam Talbot the save. The stop made. And we'll have a stoppage in play with just over 7:52 to go in this third period of play. Friends, thank you so much for being aboard here tonight. I would encourage you again to consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV as I want you aboard for the rest of the playoffs. Obviously, looks like the Oilers are going to give us something good here to work with the rest of the way home. We're up to 15,254 subscribers, by the way, so there is a real chance that we do something special here and get to 17,500 by the end of the playoffs. So looking forward to that right now. As Josh, that's just it. You don't want to celebrate quite yet because of what happened to some other teams so far this playoffs, but also because anything can happen at any point because it is the Oilers and it is a possibility. So the Oilers run away with the shot department tonight, though. 39-27 against the LA Kings. 64-42 the hits for the LA Kings, so they now have 22 more hits than we do. So we're taking the beating here in this hockey game, but that's fine. We'll survive, and we'll hopefully be better off for it by the end of the hockey game. I promise you that much, as well as we continue along here tonight and see what the Oilers can do with it for us this evening as we continue into the later stages of this hockey game's third period. Friends, if you're just tuning back in from the commercial break, my apology, but again, I told you throughout the regular season I'd try and hold off, and then in the playoffs we'd be back on that. So McDavid becomes the 14th player in NHL history, 4th Oiler in NHL history to with 5 assists in a playoff game, and first since 1988. Mikko Leinonen and Wayne Gretzky had 6. Toe Blake, of course, Maurice Richard, Bert Olmsted, Don McKenney, Stan Mikita, Gretzky, Paul Coffey. All right, that list goes on and on and on. And we'll see what the Oilers can do here. So there's a Carolina Hurricanes jersey as well at the Oilers watch party outside, so that's interesting. So keep that in mind, see what happens with that guy later on this playoff run. As this comes to the near side wall, picked up by Foegele. Foegele back to the blue line. Nurse fires the shot. Draisaitl up along the wall. Ceci bats it down low. 7:37 to go here in this third period of play. Foegele can't come up with that puck, and the Kings will skate it away out of their own zone to the far side. 7.5 remaining in the third period. We are just about to wind down the clock here tonight. You like to see it. More near side, picking up this puck, Foegele. Everybody inside the Oilers zone battling along the boards, trying to come up with it. Ceci frees it up. The shot fired. Stuart Skinner the save. Shot again. Skinner again holds sway. Puck right in front. Skinner the save! Or the block shot in front by the Oilers. That's a big one as it's going to be fired down low to Cam Talbot. He fights it off. 6:59 to go in this third period play. 39-30. The shots now in favor of the Edmonton Oilers as both teams continue to come up with some pretty incredible efforts all told this evening as this comes all the way down to Cam Talbot. Oilers now with 40 shots officially on the credit. And to the near side now, Kempe picks this puck up. Kempe to the far side, can't connect the pass. 6.5 to go in the third period, friends. The Oilers looking to take this one home the rest of the way as it's across the line. Picked up by McDavid on the attack. Shot fired, save made, rebound. Hyman stops that puck in front. This one will now be picked up by the Kings through the middle of the ice to the far side. Across the line, Byfield fires the shot, blocked in front, fires it again. Goes just wide of the net. 6:07 back to the blue line. Gavrikov fires down low. Shot now out of the middle of the ice. Here's Hyman bidding for 4. In on net, denied by Talbot. Oh my goodness. What an opportunity there for ZMH. 5:49 to go in this third period of play. This one's across the line, fired down low. Bouchard looking for this one. As this will go to the far side, picked up by McLeod now. As this back down low, picked up by the Oilers. As Ekholm has the puck, he'll work out from behind his net. Ekholm just skating casually through the middle, claps it off an LA Kings player. Perry rides out along the wall there to keep it a long possession for the Oilers. Lewis, though, gets it back to the middle of the ice. The Kings across the line, turn it over to Kane. Battle in the middle of the ice. Nobody's got this one. To the far side wall. 5:09 to go in this third period of play as the Kings to the back behind the net as Nurse can't pick that one up as it'll be along the wall again. Picked up, and Kings can't keep it on side, so it goes out into the neutral zone. Wind it down, friends. The out of town scoreboard 3-2 for the Toronto Maple Leafs, 5-3 for the Carolina Hurricanes, 4-3 for the Vegas Golden Knights. And there you have it, as this one will be now an opportunity for a whistle in this hockey game and a stoppage in play. So the voice is feeling it, friends. The voice is feeling it. As Zach Hyman just barely denied for the opportunity to go out there and get 4 goals. Again, friends, if you are new to the channel, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for the rest of the series, rest of the playoffs, through the off-season, draft, free agency, all that, as we're going to be aboard for quite a ride here tonight. So we'll see what comes of it this evening for the Edmonton Oilers and LA Kings and the rest of the way home for the playoffs. 43-31 the hits, or shots on net, sorry, for the Oilers. 64-44 the hits for the LA Kings. 35-29 the face-offs. The Oilers 3 for 4 on the power play. The LA Kings did not do a good job dodging the Oilers' very good power play, that's for sure. So they got themselves in trouble early and often in this hockey game. So we're just about done here this evening, friends. We're winding down the clock. We got 489 hours streamed on the broadcast tonight, so we're welcoming aboard. Friends, I'm seeing JLS tune in, Delvin tune in, and as well Alvin tuning in here as we're getting things going along for the ride here tonight. We're just about done, like I'm saying. We got, 4 minutes, 4:46 to go. Donald, welcome in as well. Glad to see you aboard for the ride as we are just about set to finish things off here tonight and obviously take home what's been a very good hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers, 6-2 all told. And we'll see what the Oilers have in store for us in the last few minutes of this hockey game. Some fans having a good time in the stands. That was Daniel Sernche. I'm not 100% sure how to say that last name, but obviously scored the gold medal winning game at the Women's World. As this one is 4:39 to go in this third period of play. Holloway gets it in front. Carrick spinning off the check, trying to keep this one alive for the time being in behind the Oilers' net. They're going to let the fourth line roll around here. Desharnais fires the shot up off the wall as this one's going to be picked up by the Oilers. As Janmark continues to battle there, it's nicely played by Carrick. Over to Janmark again. Carrick back down to the high point, can't get it through, and this will be rushed back the other way by Trevor Moore. Moore across the line. 4:07 to go in this third period of play. Oh, friends, this has been the night I dreamed it would be. The Oilers up 6-2 so far in this hockey game. Roy down low, trying to backhand in front. Skinner scrambled down, but didn't have to make the save anyway, and it's going to be flipped back out into the Kings zone up off the stick of Talbot. Oilers Kings will be live again at 8 p.m. I will tell you I am missing Game 4. I've got some family to pick up from the airport here during Game 4's broadcast on Sunday, so that's unfortunate. Picked up now, the wave going at Rogers Place. Playoff wave, first one of the year. 3:30 remaining here in this third period of play. The building is absolutely ecstatic inside Rogers Place right now. 3:22 to go in this third period of play as the Kings trying to get things mustered up for one last shot on goal here to try and score a goal here, but this one is going to be picked up by Kempe, and you can probably safely say at this point now the Oilers have found a way Oh no, Darnell Nurse just kicked it into the Oilers net, 6-3 with 3:04 to go. That is tough right there. Darnell Nurse kicks it into the net accidentally. And that is a tough beat for the Oilers as the Kings just come down the wing, and it's Pierre-Luc Dubois firing the puck towards the net. Darnell Nurse loses track of the puck for a brief moment. It kicks off him back of the net. And that is as close to going wide as he can without it hitting the post. And the Oilers don't breathe to see another day as Stuart Skinner beat for another goal, but he maintains that .900 save percentage, 3:04 to go in this third period of play. And things just got interesting as, I mean, the Oilers are now incumbent to try and play in the offensive zone for the next 2 minutes and kind of wind down the clock. Hyman fires a shot, save made by Cam Talbot. He'll swallow up with 2:57 to go in this third period of play. That was a hard one to watch, but end of the day now, the Oilers just need to kind of take a couple more shots on net and finish this one off here with 45, 46, 47 shots on net and call it a night. Zach Hyman out there looking for goal number 4 of the hockey game. Picked up now by Doughty off the end wall, off the face-off inside the Kings zone. 2:50 to go. We'll just watch the clock wind down hopefully from here as the Kings can't really muster much at all hopefully the rest of the way home. Near side flip though to Byfield. He's going to leave it there. The shot fired off the pads of Stuart Skinner. Dubois does get a goal despite the 2 bad penalties he's taken tonight as Hyman can't get that out of the zone. 2.5 minutes to go in the third period. You get to that 2-minute mark and I think you're pretty safe in terms of winning this hockey game, but there's still nothing guaranteed yet with 2.5 to go in this hockey game. 2:19 now on the clock. McLeod lifts ahead inside the Kings zone. I just don't want to call it before it's over. Kings back the other way across now in the center line. Shot down into the Oilers zone on. It will go out of play with 2:09 to go in this third period of play. 44-34 the shots on net. So Linda, welcome aboard as well. Missed you there a moment ago. And we are about ready to wrap up game number 1. The series tied at 0 apiece right now, but it's about to become a 1-0 lead. If all goes according to plan the rest of the way home here for the Edmonton Oilers in this third period to play. The clock ticking again as Northern Farm Grill, welcome back into the chat. Thanks for being aboard all night as we got a $1:59 to go. The Kings appear to be offside. And now it's just about bleeding off the time on the clock without any nasties or any crazy things happening here the rest of the way home. Ekholm looking around things here. And obviously now we'll see what happens with a $1:59 to go in this third period of play. Time rolling on again as the far side pass. I'm starting to fall asleep here. 11 o'clock on the dot. Been a late night. Shot fired down low into the Kings zone. Picked up by the Oilers again on the rim around as it'll be picked up by Perry in behind the net this time. Perry looking to the front of the net. He's going to try and push this back down low to the far side corner. Kane looking. Will go into the far side corner again. Buried there is McLeod. Perry battling along the wall. 1:30 to go in this third period of play. Friends, we are about to finish this all off. And of course the old live stream cuts out again because the post game was supposed to have happened by now. $1:18 to go in the third period and we will have a whistle at the blue line, and that will stop play one more time. As Peter's saying, bad news coming. 6-3 for the LA Kings with a $1:17 to go in this third period of play. Face off one back by the Oilers. Ceci breaks his stick. That's a bad turnover, and oh goodness, did Stuart Skinner just get caught bad there. The Oilers taking their foot off the gas here on this third period shift. A lackadaisical play by Darnell Nurse ended up in the back of the net. And now with a $1:11 to go, it's a 6-4 hockey game late in this third period. Don't give Kings fans hope. But Ceci breaks his stick and then tries to glove it away to Nurse. Ends up gloving it right onto the tape instead of an LA King. A desperate play by Ceci swiping at it. and it ends up going into the back of the net against Stuart Skinner and the Edmonton Oilers here with $1:11 to go. I think the Kings got to call a timeout. Nope, they're not going to. And it's going to be shot back down low in the Kings zone. I mean, 3 goals is a lot to come back from. That was a hard break for the Edmonton Oilers. Obviously, the stick snapping against one Cody Ceci is not a good thing. The shot fired towards the net. Stuart Skinner doesn't see it go, so this one comes back along the wall. Near side, picked up by the Oilers. They've got the empty net now. It's going to possibly finish 7-4. I think somebody actually did have 7-4 in the chat, as Draisaitl will pick this one up far back into the neutral zone. Kings have the puck. Picked up by Nurse. Nurse got the puck. He's going to flip it out to center ice. This one's going to hop onto the stick of an LA King. Fogle fires the shot. Scores! I don't have a styrofoam thing for Warren Fogle, but he scores the goal that makes it 7-4. Yeah, I'd like to see it. Whoever had the 7-4 goal earlier on in the chat, good on ya. As 25:54 to go, or 25:5 to go in this third period of play, and the Edmonton Oilers have taken the 7-4 lead. The pit rather empty tonight. It doesn't seem like it's been a big night, but of course it is Monday night, so we'll see what happens here. But a good shot there for the Edmonton Oilers. Fogle fires it down in the empty net. And what an opportunity now for the Oilers, as Doughty's a little frustrated right there. He's yelling at somebody. He's yelling at somebody on the bench about something. 22 seconds to go here, friends, in this third period of play. Fogle's first goal of the playoffs, unassisted. Turned out to be an absolute gem of a hockey game. Oilers fans on their feet. The shot fired from the point. 8 seconds to go. Counted down. 6, 5, 4. Lifted out down low in the Kings zone. 1-0. Time on the clock expires. That will do it. 7-4, friends. You can play La Bamba for the first time in the Stanley Cup Playoffs 2024 edition. The Edmonton Oilers have won a playoff Game 1 home game for the first time since 1990. You had a feeling tonight, and they get that job done for us. What a fantastic evening from the Edmonton Oilers all told, friends. Thank you so much for being aboard here tonight. Appreciate every single one of you hanging out with me. And with that, we shall flip over to the post-game edition before I have nothing left in my voice. Let's get to it, shall we? Hey, friends, this is Dolynny TV, and oh goodness, the Edmonton Oilers just took home what was a pretty dominant 7-4 victory. Some tough breaks at the end allowed the Kings to score 2 goals, but the Oilers, hey, what can you say? We get to play La Bamba tonight and take home Game 1 of a playoff home Game 1 for the first time since 1990, I think, is what Bob Stauffer and Craig McTavish were talking about. So the Oilers absolutely dummied the Kings tonight in the goal department. A fantastic effort there. We had a lot of talk all series leading up to this Game 1 about the Kings' defensive system. But tonight, the Oilers break it apart for 7 goals. Cam Talbot has a rough game all told. And, well, for the Oilers, they take advantage to find a way to win the game 7-4. I'm going to turn this mic up a little bit here if I can't. Let's go do that so you can hear me a little bit better. As the Oilers and Kings obviously rolling along for this Game 1. It was interesting all told, but Zach Hyman, Connor McDavid, Evan Bouchard, what a fantastic performance from those 3 players. The reason the Oilers won tonight. I mean, Connor McDavid, 5 assists in a hockey game. Zach Hyman, the hat trick. And when it all comes told for it as well, Evan Bouchard, 4 assists to start the NHL playoffs. Warren Fogle scores the empty netter tonight that put this one out of reach. 26 seconds left in the hockey game. Draisaitl had a goal. Nugent Hopkins had a goal. Henrique had a goal. Everybody had a goal for the Edmonton Oilers this evening, so it seems. So thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with me if you're tuning in here into the post-game edition now. But for the Oilers, a convincing 7-4 victory, and one that was much needed. I'm tired. You can hear it in my voice. I can barely talk. It's going to be interesting tomorrow, but we will catch you Game 2 Wednesday night right back here on Dolynny TV. Thanks so much for hanging out this evening, and of course, thanks so much for the Oilers, or to the Oilers, for winning Game 1 for the first time since 1990 at home. I am up on out of here. Friends, that will do it for me tonight. The Oilers win 7-4. Thank you so much for hanging out. Everybody, much appreciated for being along for the ride. We will catch you Wednesday night, 7:30. Same old thing. Let's do it. I'm up on